this way before. Travel with open door. Circumstances navigate the path. And life happened all so fast. No, it got lonely. Sometimes you see, I know we couldn't make it. Even when I'm offbeat, I still land on my feet. And nothing can shake me. Cause I know life took a hold on. Never. This is where I am destined to be. I'm not ready to give up. I believe in the miracle of life. Life's a break with no rehearsal. No really don't come for your blow. Games get played, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a liar. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. Fight for millions. Take a second, see the blessing in it. With much expected, much is given. One to make the living, now I'm giving back to children. Never let the power come first before your happiness. Yes, you can be the best if you go the distance. Mix a little sweat with your persistence. You know that the best things are never instant. Just shine, let us see your brilliance. Get up, open up your eyes now. It's the moment of truth. No backing down. We're bringing it through like for the children, it's a given. You gotta give it, be a blessing.
This my personal statement. Run the game like I'm acing. Learn and develop patience. Determined to be the greatest. Yeah, bobbing and weaving. They changing up like the seasons. Indigenous to the grind. So I do it for all my people. Jabbing the competition. Back up against the ropes. You fighting for recognition. I'm fighting just to promote equality where we lacking. Or cancer slowing our road. I'm confident we'll make it. We focus on common goals. Yeah.
Give back, give love, giving something away. Never give up, stand tall to fight another day. 2 toes, 2 feet, I stand on the ground. I'm going back soon and fight this final round. Life's a break with no rehearsal. Learn quickly, they'll come for your blow. Can't get played, can't take it personal. Cause the devil is a lie. I'm telling you the truth. It's all in what you do. Some things you gotta do. I'm gonna share all that I have and give to those in need.
Hey, what's up, Mike? I haven't seen you in years, man. It's great to see you, man. Yeah, I can't hear you, but I see you, man. Oh, man. Mychal Thompson's in the building early, so we're going to start him early to get him out early, man. I appreciate you coming in here, man. Let me do my roll call. What's up, man? What's up, Young World? Love is the word. Phil, DB, love is the word. AJ McKee. I didn't say love is the word the right way. Love is the word. Oh, man. Without further ado, man, the 2-time champ. What's up, Mr. Thompson? How you doing?
You guys, you got me?
Yeah, I hear you. I see you. And how you feeling?
Oh, feeling good, man. Feeling good, looking good, and excited to just be here.
Oh, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate you taking time. I know your schedule is crazy, man. So I genuinely
not really, because the thing about it is my schedule's been cut in half this year because even though I work for the Lakers, call the games, we don't travel anymore. Everybody's at home now doing the games via Zoom.
Wow.
You know, so that because believe me, I miss going on the road because we travel first class, we stay in the best hotels, we go to all the games, calling the games from the studio off of a monitor. It's just so sterile. It's not. You got to be in the building now with fans, and we got to get back to normal ASAP.
Yeah. Speaking of the Lakers, man, they going viral. People think the plane is crashing, man. Everything is is going down. What's the synopsis today as you see the Lakers?
Well, only two things are plaguing the Lakers right now. Number one, they're not shooting threes well. The last couple of weeks, they just haven't been shooting the outside shots like they start off. And that's number one. And then number two, my goodness, they don't have Anthony Davis and Dennis Schroeder, missing two guys. If the Lakers were healthy, they'd be fine. They'd still be in first place in the West if they were healthy, or at least right there with Utah if they were healthy.
Mm-hmm. When you was on your back-to-back campaign for championships, what was the hiccups that y'all had in the 80s?
We didn't have any. We were too good. Yeah, we didn't have any, man, because we had some studs on that Showtime Laker team, man. Nobody talked about load management. Nobody talked about being tired. Nobody worried about playing too many minutes. We had a job to do, and you talking about Kareem, Magic, Worthy, Byron Scott, Michael Cooper, AC Green, Kurt Rambis. You're talking about some of the toughest guys ever played this game, the toughest competitors ever played the game, and no excuses, not looking for no days off. This is a different time, man. People, I shouldn't say people, but some guys, I mean, LeBron's not like this. LeBron wants to play every game. Kobe wanted to play every minute. Michael Jordan the same way. Clyde Drexler, those guys never took nights off. Today's NBA, you hear about load management and guys worrying about playing too many games and too many minutes. I don't get that, because all these guys are superhumans. They're in phenomenal shape. They really are. They're different from you and me. They're not average humans.
No, they need to Google you. No, they need to Google you, man. You was in tremendous shape.
Yeah, I was then, of course. But now, we're talking about now, how these young men and young ladies who play at this level, they're different from the normal human beings. So they should never talk about being tired. I know they're human, and we can get fatigued and need a day off here and there. Who doesn't? But these guys today, I think and plus, the good thing about the NBA now that was bad when I played was we practiced too hard. The season is so long anyway, and the games keep you in shape. Sometimes we practice 2.5, 3 hours, and that's too much stress on the body between games. But today, the NBA learned that all that extra practice is not good. It's too taxing on the player's body. So they give the guys a lot more days off or a lot less practice time, which is good, a good thing. So the Lakers, team like the Lakers, as long as they can just stay healthy and LeBron stays healthy, they'll be fine.
And does that play into like the guaranteed contracts and stuff?
No, I don't think so. Because when I played 35 years ago, I had a guaranteed contract. Now, we didn't have the money these guys are making today. Today, the money is just crazy money, even though I was making good living myself. And I wish I was making that kind of money today, even though it was 40 years ago. But I don't think the guys worry so much about the guaranteed contract, so they feel like they can take extra time off or not work as hard. No, these guys are all competitive and competitors, and they want to win. They want to play the game they love. People just need to stop thinking like they're tired and worrying about load man. Just go play. Just go to work like most people do in this world.
And how do you shape up the Western Conference? How good are the Clippers? I know you obviously got the Lakers number one, but how does the Clippers, Utah, and everyone else feel in?
Yeah, even though the Lakers' record don't reflect it right now, I still have them number one when they're healthy, when everybody's healthy. Even though Utah's playing great and shooting the lights out from three-point range. This is ridiculous what they're doing. We thought the Houston Rockets a few years ago shot a lot of threes and made a lot of threes. Utah's shooting even more and making more. They're just playing great. But the Clippers are for real, man. Anytime you got Kawhi Leonard on your team and you got good players around Kawhi Leonard, you are a serious contender. And so the Clippers are going to be right there in the playoffs. I expect to see them in the Western Conference Finals. If not them, it'll be Utah.
It'll be Utah. What did you make of the big three in New Jersey? You got to see them up and close a little bit. Well,
and listen, when they got Kevin Durant to team up with Kyrie Irving, I said, that team's coming out of the East just for those two guys. And then they added James Harden. Now you know they're coming out of the East. Now Philadelphia's playing great, and Milwaukee is still around. But right now, when Brooklyn's healthy, you can book it right now, baby. In July, Lakers, Brooklyn in the finals.
Wow. And you got the Lakers winning in 6 or 7.
I'll take 7, but I wouldn't mind 6.
Now, let's digress a little bit. I was researching you before the interview. How did you go from the Bahamas, Miami, to cold Minnesota? Oof. Who was that recruiter that got you there?
Jim Williams and Bill Musselman. I don't know if you remember Bill Musselman.
Bill Musselman, bless his soul. Yeah.
Bill Musselman was the coach of Minnesota at the time. Jimmy Williams came down to Florida to recruit me and Osborne Lockhart, who played 20 years with the Globetrotters. Mm-hmm. And you're right. That was a culture shock going from sunny Miami I left Miami or going on my recruiting trip to Minnesota. It was like around January or something. I don't know why I went in January. But I took off from Miami. It was 80 degrees. Landed in Minneapolis. It was 16 degrees. And all I had on was a light sweater. They told me, Michael, bring something warm to wear because it's cold up here. I'd never seen snow before in my life. The furthest north I'd ever been was Tallahassee, Florida. Wow. So I hadn't even gone to Atlanta or anything like that. So, I did go to New York, but I went to New York in July in the summertime.
Right,
so,
humidity.
Yeah, so in the wintertime, I'd never been north of Florida in the wintertime. So when I got to Minneapolis, I couldn't believe how cold it was. And I said, people actually live in this? But Minnesota was a good school, is a great school, it's a great conference. The Big Ten Conference is a great basketball conference back then as it is now. And I just overlooked the cold weather, fell in love with the campus, the city, the Twin Cities is a nice area, the state, people up there are really nice. And I figured, okay, I had other options. I could have gone to Houston, Florida State, but their programs weren't as big at the time as Minnesota was in the Big Ten. So Osborne and I decided to go up there.
And you had a great career. Obviously, the first pick in the 78 draft, correct?
78 draft, that's right. Yeah, it's 4 years in Minnesota. I could have left after my freshman year. In 1975, I could have left to go to the ABA. You remember the ABA with the red, white, blue ball?
Very much so.
Bill Musselman left after my freshman year, and he went to go take the San Diego sales job in the ABA. And he asked me and Mark Oberding if I want to leave school and come and sign with the San Diego Sales and play with him there in the ABA. I was 19 years old at the time. I wasn't even thinking about the pros. I wasn't mentally mature enough like how the kids are today who are thinking about going pro when they're 15 years of age. I was just trying to get through classes at Minnesota and stay eligible, keep my grades up. So I wasn't even thinking about I'm going to be a pro basketball player. I wasn't even thinking about the NBA when I was a freshman and a sophomore. I was just thinking about staying eligible and having a good time at Minnesota and playing college basketball. But Musselman left in 75, so I could have signed with the ABA San Diego Sales. Get this. He offered me, don't laugh, because you got to remember now, this is 1975. This was huge money in 1975. Okay. He offered me $180,000 a year. Huh? That's pretty good for a 19-year-old boy off the banana boat from the Bahamas, huh? That's a lot of money, boy.
That's a lot of money.
Who wouldn't take that today in 2021? Of course. Not a pro basketball player, of course, but just a common working man or woman would take that. But $180,000 in 1975 was a lot of money, but mentally and physically, I wasn't ready to go play with those men in the ABA. So I decided I'm going to just go back to Minnesota. And even my sophomore year and junior year, people were thinking about, hey, Michael, you should apply for the NBA draft. But I wasn't even thinking about it back then. I was just thinking about going to college. So I wasn't in a hurry to go pro like how kids are today who just want to go pro right out of high school or as soon as, of course, they're eligible out of college. So back then I wasn't thinking that way. So I decided to stay 4 years in Minnesota, and I had a great time and loved every minute of it, even though I froze my tail off.
When you look back, do you think like that was the best decision to stay and become the first pick in the draft?
Yeah, I think so. Because if I would have left my junior year, I could have left. And I was thinking about it. I was thinking, maybe should I go pro? But I had heard that if I was going to go pro that year, the Buffalo Braves were going to draft me. Now, Buffalo ended up moving to San Diego. Yeah. But I'm thinking, wait a minute, Buffalo, I know a little bit about geography. I know it snows more in Buffalo than it does in Minneapolis. When I leave Minneapolis, I don't want to go into more snow. So I decided, no, I'll just go back for my senior year because I don't want to go play in Buffalo. Got a good football team, but I don't want to live there.
Right. And on a sidebar, thank you for helping me on the Freeman Williams documentary. We won over 10 film festivals, and the film I still haven't sold it yet, but we did a great job with it in terms of the film festival. And you did a hell of a job being a part of it, and I appreciate you helping us with that for sure.
You bet.
Yeah, that was
Freeman was ahead of his time. Can you imagine if he was playing today? The way these people shoot threes. Oh my goodness, he'd be averaging 30 points a game just shooting threes.
He'd be a max player, huh?
Oh yeah. The way he shoots, the way he could shoot the ball, yeah, he would definitely be. He would be a lot like who would you compare him to today? Maybe he didn't have the handles of a Bradley Beal. He would be more like probably like a Reggie Miller type. Just coming around, just shooting threes and running around. Yeah, he would have been that kind of player. Maybe a Lou Williams type, a guy who just knows how to.
Williams,
yeah, a guy like that
has a great knack, right?
Yeah.
78, you joined the Trailblazers, Portland Trailblazers. How's that transition from the draft process to the first game in the NBA?
It was easy for me because I wasn't going to a team that needed me to carry the team. I was going to a team that was 1 year removed from the NBA championship. And they had a bunch of veterans on the team, like Maurice Lucas, Lloyd Neal, Lionel Hollins, all these guys who won a championship.
Right.
And of course, through some kind of trade mechanisms, Portland ended up with the 3rd pick in the draft. And then they traded that 3rd pick and another player to move up to the 1st pick. So I went to a team that was ready-made, that was already a playoff solid team, and that was competing with Kareem and the Lakers back then. So it was easy for me to make that transition because I could just blend in with all the veterans, established veterans on the team. So I wasn't like I had to go to Portland and carry that team. So I just listened to whatever Maurice Lucas told me to do. And I still had to go there and do my job. But it wasn't on me every night to put up 25 points every night to carry the team. That wasn't my responsibility. My responsibility was just to blend in and don't disrupt things, which was a real easy transition to do.
Why was your humility so high as an NBA player? Because in 2021, the egos are so high. You said follow Maurice Lucas. You probably could have took big money not to go play with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Well, it's from my humble beginnings, from the way my father brought us up, teaching us Christian beliefs. We're not better than anyone else just because we're famous or we're making a lot more money than anyone else. We're the same as everybody else, whether it's a maid in a hotel or the richest man in town or whatever you do in life. We're all the same. We're all going to stand before God and be judged the same way. Wow. And I can't stand it when people have a lot of money or a lot of fame and they show it off or they use it to belittle people or put themselves above people. I can't stand that. And I see that today in the NBA from players. It really irks me when I see players ignore people because they know they're famous and they don't give people the time of day when people just want to say hello to them or get their autograph. They just walk by them and ignore them. I go, don't you remember when you were a kid and you were looking up to Magic and those guys, and you just wanted them to say hi to you? So I was always brought up to treat everybody the same because we are all the same, no matter what we do in life. We're not better than anyone else, no matter what our color is, our race is, our gender. We're all the same, and you respect everybody, no matter what they do or where they are in life.
Beautiful. How was your experience in Portland?
Loved it. Portland's a beautiful city. It is it is the most. I think I always tell people in California this too. It's the prettiest part of America, the Pacific Northwest.
Really?
Oh yeah, the mountains, the greenery, the trees, the forests, the rivers, waterfalls, the volcanoes. I know it rains a lot up there, but that rain turns everything green and fresh. The air up there is pure and fresh. It is a beautiful. The scenery is just beautiful, and everything up there is really close knit. Like Portland was a real close knit city. Everything was close. You can get somewhere in 15 minutes. So It's even though it's a big city, it's kind of a small city. And Portland being the only professional team in town, they really adopted us up there as family, the Portland Trailblazer players. And they do that today for Damian Lillard and all these guys up there now. They treat them as if they're neighbors and friends. And they have that close-knit community up there in that city. And I love living up there. I didn't want to leave, even though I ended up with the LA Lakers, which I was very thankful for. I was hoping I'd play my whole career in Portland. And even after I retired, I spent another 15 years up there living up there with my family. I moved back to Portland. A lot of former Trailblazers do that. After they retire, they stay in the Portland area because it's such a nice area to live in. And
that's how you developed a great relationship with Kevin Love, right?
Yeah. My boys grew up with Kevin Love in Lake Oswego, just 6-7 miles south of Portland in the same area. And they played baseball together, basketball together. So, and that's how Kevin Love and my boys would hang out on the weekends after their baseball or basketball games, and just being together. So yeah, he was a good kid growing up.
Yeah, I would see them a lot in LA, just hanging out and stuff, especially between the Drew League and at the time it was the what was the high school league too. I forget but it's dissolved since. But yeah. And you also played with Clyde Drexler in Portland.
Yeah, Clyde Drexler was drafted by us in 1984, I think it was.
Sure, out of Houston.
85, right? 80. No, let's see. When was Drexler? Drexler was drafted in 83. That's right. And he was the reason why, I shouldn't say this because people will get mad at Clyde. Clyde was the reason why we didn't draft Michael Jordan. Because Blazer management and coaching staff thought, well, we already have Clyde Drexler, so we don't need to draft Jordan. How about that? Oof. I still get chills when I think about what could have been if we had Michael Jordan and Clyde Drexler. Oh my goodness. So they figured, well, we already got Clyde, so to take over the guard position, the wing position, so we'll go big, and it got Sam Bowie, who's a heck of a player, just that he couldn't stay healthy. But Sam could have been a multiple-time All-Star, but he just could not stay healthy. And no, he would have never justified being drafted over Michael Jordan. But Sam Bowie was no bust. He could play. 7'2", could shoot threes, could run the floor, could block shots, had post-up game. He could do it all. Just that he broke his leg and just could not stay healthy. And he would have helped us tremendously if he'd had a nice 10 or 12 or 15-year career up there. But when I got drafted up there, man, and Clyde Drexler came on as a teammate. I remember Clyde came in. We were in Houston playing the Rockets down there, and Clyde was still in college. And I saw him in the stands. And, of course, we all knew who he was. And he was sort of like hanging out in the back in the hallway leading to our locker room. And I saw him there because he came to the game. And I said, hey, Clyde, come on, man, come back here. Come in the locker room with us. So I took him in the back. Wow. And he was just, I think he was a sophomore, I think. And I told Jack Ramsey, I said, Jack, this is Clyde Drexler, University of Houston. Jack, we need to draft this kid. This is like the year he was going to come out. I said, Jack, we got to get him. And Clyde lasted until the 14th pick in the draft, if you remember. And we drafted him. And, of course, you redid that draft now. Clyde would probably go 1 or 2 in that draft. He was that great. But, boy, I was so happy to get him. And he was a special player. He could do it all. He wasn't as good as Michael Jordan or Kobe, but he was awful close. Clyde could do it all.
Did y'all joke about that at times between you and Clyde? Man, we could have been playing. Michael Jordan. Yeah.
I should tell you, Clyde, it's no fault of yours, but you cost us Michael Jordan, Because, as a matter of fact, I told that to Magic Johnson when I was with the Lakers, Magic, Byron, and Coop. We sit in the locker room and we'd argue. I said, guys, think about this. If we could have had Michael Jordan and Clyde. Let's say Clyde was a small forward. We could have had Michael Jordan, Fat Lever. Remember Fat Lever? Yeah. Oh man, he could play. Fat Lever played for us in Portland, and he played for Denver. And he was like a triple-double point guard.
Him and Michael Adams in Denver, yeah.
Yeah, for Denver. We could have had a backcourt, basically a backcourt trio of Fat Lever, Michael Jordan, and Clyde Drexler. So I told Magic, Byron Scott. Now let me ask you: Jordan, Drexler, Fat Lever, or Magic, Michael Cooper, Byron Scott? Which backcourt you taking?
Oh, I'm taking Portland's. Easy.
I know. And I told that to Magic and Michael Cooper and Byron. They told me to go bleep myself. They say, "You kidding me?" They still thought they would be. I said, guys, if we would have drafted Jordan, I think the Lakers still would have won a championship or 2, but I don't think they would have. I don't think they would have won 5.
Oh,
because it would have been going back and forth between them and the Blazers for obviously for Western Conference superiority. And sure enough, we would beat them sometimes, even though they still had Kareem and Jamal Wilkes and eventually James Worthy and people like that. But, man, if we had Jordan, just think how different the history of the NBA would be. And instead of Chicago having all those rings, the Blazers would have all those rings.
Right. And the draft orders would have been different because y'all would have won more games. So no one would – Lakers may not have been in position to draft Worthy. You get what I'm saying?
They drafted Worthy. They ended up with Worthy because of a previous trade that somehow ended up being Worthy when the time came. That's how it ended up. It wasn't like they were so bad that they were able to get the number 1 pick and get Worthy. It's because they did a previous trade years before that turned out where Worthy, they got the number 1 pick when Worthy was coming out of school. So it was perfect timing for the Lakers.
And since you talked about, I know the co-hosts want to talk about this. I want to save this. I'll save it for him because I know he's a big LA guy and he loves Kobe. So I'll leave it there. So you land with the Lakers. First day, did you go straight to Venice Beach? Because every time I Googled you, I saw some pictures with you on Venice Beach, man.
No, I did go. I went over there a lot to Venice, but I went to Gold's Gym. I didn't hang out on the beach. I was hanging out at Gold's Gym, working out between games, lifting weights, pumping iron, trying to stay in shape, building up my body. So I did end up a lot of time in Venice, but not so much on the beach, just over at the gym over there, the world famous Gold's Gym. Is going over there and working out after practice. I don't know how I had the energy to do that because Pat Riley used to run us through some hard practices. And then after practice, I'd drive over to the gym and lift weights. And this was back in 1990 and 87. This is long before, years before people started weight training in the NBA. Back then, they used to tell you, don't lift weights because it's going to mess up your shot, make you too muscle bound. And it's going to mess up your touch. I said, man, kidding me? Since I've been pumping iron, I've never felt better in my life. Even though I'm 32, I feel like I'm 22. So myself and Kermit Washington were kind of like the pioneers in weight training in the NBA, because before us, nobody really was doing it. Now it's kind of mandatory that teams do it.
You just mentioned Kermit Washington. Are there any more tough guys in the NBA?
Yeah, I think so.
You play
Not
with
like
Mark.
how it was in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. No, because the toughest guy in the NBA that nobody would fight, of course, is James Johnson. And you know why, don't you? For the Philadelphia, James is an MMA black belt. Ain't nobody messing with that boy.
we got the same stylist, man. That's funny.
Oh, yeah. Ain't nobody messing with James.
He's a bad boy. He's a bad
boy. That's a you know, but guys back in my time would have fought him, but of course they would have got kicked in the face and knocked out. But
Robert Parrish.
Oh man, the Chief. Quiet, don't get him mad. Yeah, it's a different time, because I still think they have tough guys, but not like how it was, because guys know if they throw a punch today, it's too expensive. You're gonna get suspended. You're gonna miss game checks, and these game checks are huge. We're talking about hundreds of thousands of dollars. The minimum salary in the NBA is around $900,000. So if you miss a game, you're talking about giving up maybe $60,000, $70,000 a game. Ain't nobody going to throw a punch to do that. Now, they may push guys, getting some of guys start woofing and get a few technical fouls. But it's very rare to see guys throw a punch now, because when I played, you could throw a punch and hit someone, and all it was a technical foul. And you didn't even get kicked out of the game or suspended. And so it's a different time now. David Stern cleaned up the fighting after the Ron Artest, battle in the Palace. He says we can't have these kind of fights on the court, because they could spill into the stands. They could fall on some lady while you're fighting some guy or some kid, hurt that kid or lady or a guy. Next thing you know, you're getting sued because you hurt some fans in the stands. So it wasn't worth the risk. So it's good that they've taken fighting out of the game. But I still think they got a lot of guys in the league I wouldn't want to mess with. I wouldn't. So I just leave them alone. But they're not as tough as they were 30, 40 years ago, because back then those guys knew if you squared up and started woofing on somebody, you're going to have to fight. Today, guys know they can talk trash, because no fight's going to happen today.
Right. You just mentioned Ron Artest, now known as Meta World Peace. How did Kobe and him get along so well? Because you talked about fighting. We all remember the choking incident.
Well, Kobe was the kind of guy, he respected you if you were tough and you backed it up. If you were a competitor. Kobe knew that Meta World Peace was a competitor. Wasn't going to back down from anyone. Was going to go out there and give his all on the floor. And so Kobe respected his toughness. And when you're tough like that, Kobe's going to respect you and want to be your teammate. So that's why him and Meta World Peace, Ron Artest, got along so well, because he knew Meta. Because he played against Meta many times, of course. So he knew how tough he was. Wasn't going to back down from the great Kobe Bryant. So Kobe respects that.
What do you think was in Kobe's head when Ron Artest didn't pass it back to him? When he took the three to win the championship?
Yeah, I know Kobe was waiting for it over there for the ball, but Meta said, "No, I got this." And you're right. When he took that shot and made it, I even myself was going, no, but he made it, man. He wasn't afraid to take the shot, and one of the biggest clutch shots ever that sort of clinched the championship for the Lakers there in Game 7. But Kobe was having an off night. But I know he was Kobe Bryant. Kobe, I think that night was 6 for 24. He couldn't make a basket. Remember?
Yeah, like 17 rebounds or something that day.
Yeah, he got a bunch of rebounds. He was assisting, but his shot was off because Kobe wanted to win that game too much. So he was pressing. You could tell he was trying so hard to win that Game 7, because he knew, I can't lose Game 7 to the Celtics. I have 4 championships, but I cannot lose Game 7 there, because if I lose Game 7, this is going to haunt me forever. Losing to the Celtics, Game 7 at home. So he wanted it so bad that his shot, he was pressing too much, and he couldn't make shots, but he was still playing hard. So even though he was struggling, he still had the confidence. You know what Kobe was. He still had the confidence. Give me this. I could be 0 for 24. I'll be 1 for 25 after I make this shot.
Right.
That was his mentality.
Right. DB is finally here. What's up, DB?
Hey, man, I'm feeling good, man. Feeling like I'm bleeding purple and gold. Mychal Thompson in the building. How you doing, young sir?
Doing well. Looking forward to tomorrow's game against Damian Lillard and those Blazers.
Yeah, man. You know, you guys talked about what the Lakers needed right now, but when AD was still healthy, what did we need to work on? Like, what were we missing when AD was still there?
Boy, when AD was playing, everything was clicking. They were shooting the three well. Caldwell Pope and Caruso were hitting like 50% of their threes. AD was dominating. Everybody was stepping up and playing with more of a comfort zone, comfort feeling, because they knew they had Anthony Davis. And So I thought everything was fine when AD was healthy. Teams could always improve, of course. The defense was adequate enough. I guess if they had to improve anything, maybe it was a little bit better defense in the paint. Even though Anthony Davis is a great rim protector, maybe sometimes they would give up a little too many points in the paint and depend on AD to clean it up with his defensive presence. But before Anthony Davis went down, and the Lakers were in first place, or at least right there with the Utah Jazz, and were clearly looking like the favorites to win the title. So then they'll get back to that level once AD gets back next month and he stays healthy.
Yeah, hopefully he doesn't come back too fast, man. So we would have him at full health. But right now, without AD, we got some injuries. What are we missing on the defensive side, and what can we do on the defensive side right now to get better until he gets back?
The problem with the Lakers right now is they're having trouble defending the paint. They're giving up like 62% field goal percentage in the paint. They can't defend the rim without AD. Marc Gasol is not a shot blocker. Montrezl Harrell really isn't either. So they don't have the paint protection they had last year with Dwight Howard and JaVale McGee. So they need to improve in that area better. And also defending the three. Last night, Utah had a bunch of open threes. And so they need to rotate out and get these teams off the three-point line a little quicker. Like tomorrow, they'll face another good three-point shooting team in the Blazers with Damian and Gary Trent and Carmelo. So they're going to defend the three really well tomorrow because teams know if you whip the ball around, the Lakers will leave a couple of three-point shooters open. So they got to improve their perimeter defense a little bit more until AD gets back.
Yeah, with this, if the Lakers, once the Lakers win the championship this year, that'll be 2 for Bron in the purple and gold. A lot of guys came in with the Lakers and won 1, 2, or 3. But with leading the Lakers to 2 championships, where does that place him on the all-time Laker list?
Oh, he will be right there with Magic and Kareem, even though obviously they had more time with the Lakers and they won 5 rings with the Lakers. But if LeBron can win another ring with the Lakers this year, I think he's right there on the Mount Rushmore of Lakers. With the Mount Rushmore of Lakers will now be Kareem, Kobe, Magic, and LeBron. Those will be the 4 faces. I think LeBron would supplant Jerry West off that Mount Rushmore if he can win another ring. And who knows, if he's done, he might win a 3rd ring. Because the way this young man takes care of himself, he's in the championship contention picture for the next 3 years, really, as long as he wants to play. Because he's in shape. He looks like he hasn't lost anything at 36 years of age.
Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, man, I want to talk about a couple of personal things real fast. Do you wear green at all?
Yeah, the Celtics color don't bother me. I like green. Let's see, what would I wear that's green? Let me think about that. You got a good point. What do I have? I don't have any green socks, no green underwear. I don't have any green T-shirts, no green sweats or green coats. So, no, I guess you're right. I guess when I think about it, I don't have anything green other than money. But I guess I wouldn't be opposed to wearing green. People always say, don't you hate the Celtics? I say, you know what? I want to beat them, but how could you hate Larry Bird and Kevin McHale and Robert Parrish and Dennis Johnson? You had to have nothing but respect. You wanted to whoop them, but it's more respect than hate because those guys were so great and they were as tough as anybody's ever played this game. So when you're going against that kind of greatness and success, you got to respect them more than hate them. Even Muhammad Ali said he didn't hate Joe Frazier, and but that's the ultimate rivalry in sports. But they respected how great each other was, and that's that. So it's more respect than hate. Now Frazier might have hated Ali because Ali teased him so much, and sort of offended him, and hurt his feelings when he called him Uncle Tom and stuff like that. So, but even he had to work through that, and even he said he respected Ali because how great he was.
Right.
Mm-hmm. When St. Patrick's Day come around, I usually just wear purple and gold. So I call it St. Championship Day.
Yeah, but I tell you though, it is fun when the Celtics fail to win, or when they're like how they're playing bad right now. It's fun to see that because I love every time I used to go to Boston. Me and Cedric Maxwell would get into about who was better, the Lakers or the Celtics. So we're tied now for championships, 17 apiece, and it looks like the Lakers will win their 18th before the Celtics will win their 18th.
Yes. Oh man. I was just hoping that I stayed alive long enough to see this day. This is that's going to be a beautiful day for me.
That's right.
This is something that the people that know you may understand this right here. Have you ever met Howie Mandel?
No, I never met Howie Mandel. I know if I ever did meet him, I know I can't shake his hand because he doesn't like to shake hands with people. And I'm kind of like the same way. I don't like to shake hands either. And I guess that's the only good thing about this pandemic going on is no more shaking hands. You know, we could salute each other. We could bow like the Japanese bow. We could wave at each other, head nod. But I always thought, why do we have to shake hands? Because not that I don't like people or don't want to touch people, but that's how you transmit viruses. And in my line of work, I would be at the games. I meet so many great fans. Everybody wants to shake your hand. And I swear I used to get like 3 colds a season, you know, from shaking hands. So, and that's why I always had my Purell and stuff. And I was way ahead of the hand sanitizer before everybody started doing it when COVID hit. I was doing this for years, trying to stay healthy.
Mm. And you and Max Kellerman, you and Max used to go back and forth with that too, right?
Yeah, definitely. Talking about that. Said, man, I ain't shaking nobody's hands. So say, what's the matter? You don't like people? So that's not it. I just don't want to get sick.
You're a big boxing fan too.
Oh, am I a big boxing fan? Listen, man, I love boxing, but I hate boxing. I can't stand boxing. You know why? These idiots in boxing. I hope they don't come looking for me.
Tell them. I have a big boxing platform. Tell them.
If these fighters today could fight as well as they could talk, we'd have some great fights. You know how sick I am about hearing about, for instance, I need to have like a conference and bring all the boxers together and just sit them down and and educate them on economics. Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford, why haven't they fought yet? If Sugar Ray Leonard and Tommy Hearns and Roberto Duran and Wilfred Benitez and all those great welterweights were fighting today, they wouldn't fight each other. They'd all be talking about, well, this guy is with the wrong promoter, this and that. What is wrong with the lightweight division right now? You got 4 guys at top. They need to fight each other. But all they do is talk about fighting each other. It drives me crazy. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua. These guys making $100 million apiece and they haven't fought yet. A rematch, you get another $100 million. You haven't fought yet. And if you're Errol Spence or Terrence Crawford, or if you're Teofimo Lopez or Devin Haney, why are you fighting this guy over here for $2 million instead of fighting each other and make $15 million? You know what I'm saying? Floyd Mayweather is right. He's the greatest ever because he understood business. He understood how to say, okay, if I'm going to box, I'm going to generate and make sure I make the most money if I'm going to get punched in the face. At least I'm going to get $40 million for it as opposed to $4 million. I don't understand these fighters. How they think today, guys. Why would I fight you for $5 million and I can go fight this guy for $20 million? Well, and then you worry about these stupid belts. Who cares about any stinking belts? Give them the belt. We're boxing fans. We don't care about no belt. Tyson Fury and Anthony Joshua could give away all their belts today. I wouldn't care. I still want to see the fight. I still would pay $150 to watch it. So would millions of other boxers too, boxing fans too. And then the other thing is these fighters worry about their O. Who cares about your zero? Oscar De La Hoya, Muhammad Ali, you can name Roberto Duran, Sugar Ray Leonard. They all lost, but they're still great fighters because they took the chance to fight somebody else great. And if they lose, you don't lose any marketability. You don't lose the ability to make more money. And if you do lose, have a rematch because we want to see the fight again. And we respect you because you're challenging yourself to fight the best. I don't understand these fighters today. They don't understand. Why am I going to fight you for $1 million if I can fight over here for $10 million? Well, the promoter, tell the promoter, bleep this and go make the fight. He works for you. You don't work for the promoter. That's why Canelo Alvarez is smart. He finally figured it out. Says, why am I letting Oscar De La Hoya tell me who to fight or pay me? I can do it myself. Now Canelo Alvarez is like Floyd Mayweather. He's his own boss. Smart. These other fighters need to start thinking this way too. It's frustrating, man. Like in the UFC, all of tough UFC fighters fight each other, and a lot of the guys in the UFC have 5 or 6 losses, but people still want to see them fight because they're fighting each other. It's frustrating.
Preach, Mike. Preach.
Oh, it's frustrating. I don't understand it. I wish I was the boxing commissioner, like how Adam Silver is the commissioner of basketball, and I would order all these guys to fight each other and stop making excuses. And if you lose, No one's going to lose respect for you. Anything you're going to admire you if it's a great fight and you lose, and you want to see it again, and you'll make another $20 million. Think about it. If you're Errol Spence, who probably makes $3 million a fight, he'll have to fight 10 times to make $30 million, as opposed to fighting Terrence Crawford once and making $30 million. Does that make any sense? Oh, it's frustrating.
Man, we've been fighting this battle, man.
Yeah.
I tell them all.
It's just simple economics. And if Crawford and Spence fight, you know it's going to be a great fight, and you want to see a second fight, and now you make more money. And if you want to retire at 32, you can afford to do it because now you just put $50 million in the bank. Oh, I don't get it.
Wow.
Yeah,
You're going viral.
You push the wrong button when it comes to boxing. I mean, me and Max Kellerman argue like this all the time, and Max agrees with me. How these boxers let these promoters stop them from making tens of millions of dollars.
Right.
It's weird.
Right. We couldn't agree with you more, man. The chat is going crazy, Michael. Man, the chat is going crazy. I mean, I couldn't.
Are they agreeing with me?
Oh, very much. Oh, man, we are in anguish over here.
Yeah,
anguish. Like just fight. Like today, Teofimo signed with Triller.
Triller. Yeah,
yeah. That was.
He's gonna make like $4 million to fight this Cambosis guy. But Teo, we don't care about them stupid belts. Like who was it? Tyson Fury, Deontay Wilder was gonna sue Fury and stop him from fighting Joshua next because if I was Tyson Fury, I'd say, here, man, this is a WBC belt. I'll FedEx it to you. You can have the belt. I'm not gonna fight you, Deontay Wilder, and make $30 million when I could fight Anthony Joshua twice and make $300 million. Here, have the belt. Nobody cares.
I mean, yeah, and that's what we want. Just the best fighting the best, man.
That's it. Yeah,
man.
And there's no shame in losing against a great opponent because Muhammad Ali lost to Joe Frazier and was still considered the greatest. Who is it? Sugar Ray Robinson. You know how many losses Sugar Ray Robinson has on his record?
17? Was it?
Something like that. 14 losses. And he's considered the greatest fighter in history. But he's got 14 losses. These young fighters need to hear that.
Yeah, and speaking of Muhammad Ali, he drove to go get Joe Louis to make the fight.
You mean Joe Frazier?
Joe Frazier, yeah, thank you. Yeah. I mean,
right. They talked about it one-on-one, man-to-man. So yeah, we got to fight each other, and because fighters back in that era, they challenged each other. They wanted to fight each other. Tommy Hearn, Sugar Ray Leonard. Yeah, we got to fight each other. So they chased each other. Today, these fighters, they just talk about it. All a bunch of talk. They should all have talk shows and talk about fighting because they ain't fighting.
I can't imagine what you and Max said when the cameras went off, man.
Oh man, yeah. All these fighters could beat me up with the two hands tied behind their back, but boy, they need to hear this. They all need to be challenged. Ryan Garcia, Ryan Garcia is a good fighter. He talks a lot, and I agree with Ryan. He's talking about fighting Tank Davis. He's talking about fighting Manny Pacquiao. But let's stop talking about it and make the fight then. Yeah. And go fight Pacquiao. That's a smart move for young Ryan Garcia. Why fight Devin Haney for $3 million? Fight Manny Pacquiao. You're bigger than Manny. You might lose, but you'll make $50 million. And there's no shame in losing to Manny Pacquiao. I mean, Canelo Alvarez, a young Canelo, lost to Floyd Mayweather, and he still makes the most money outside of Tyson Fury and Joshua.
Right.
Yeah. My brother Reggie said, ask you your thoughts on Teofimo outsmarting Bob Arum. Oh
yeah, that's good. I'm glad he did. He should have got away from Bob Arum, just like Floyd. Remember Floyd Mayweather got away from Bob Arum.
Right there, 50,000. Oh man. Oh,
you said, man, bleep this. I'm gonna be my own boss. I'm not gonna let you run my. And Floyd was smart to do that, and Teo's smart to do that too. And so Teo's he's doing the right thing. Guys like Teo should be free agents and just sign one fight deals with each promoter. Don't tie yourself up for years. One fight deals. So, okay, I'll work with Triller on this fight. Now, who's got $10 million to offer me for the next fight? That's how you do it. That's what Floyd did. Now I'm kind of critical of Floyd now because now, as you know, Floyd is Tank Davis's promoter, right? So Floyd, okay, if you're Tank Davis's promoter, don't be protecting him. Put him in the ring against Ryan Garcia. Put him in the ring against Teo Lopez. Put him in the ring against Devin Haney. Don't like after Tank beat up little skinny Leo Santa Cruz. They asked Floyd, say Floyd, so who's Tank gonna fight next? Floyd's talking about, well, why are we talking about this now? Why does everybody want to know who's going to fight next? Because we're fans. We want to know, is he going to fight like Devin Haney next? The next big challenge. So I hope that Floyd's not going to try to protect Tank and bring him along slowly and not put him in with the best. Come on, Floyd. Don't be like that. Put Tank Davis in there right now with one of the best from the lightweight division. I don't want to see him fighting some number 9 lightweight next. No. I want to see Tank in the ring next with either Teo, Haney, or Garcia. Otherwise, I think Floyd is hiding him. That's the only thing I can think of.
And they will hide. Floyd is gonna hide Tank. Oscar's gonna hide Ryan, and Teofimo Lopez is gonna probably finagle his way, try and find a loophole or something like that. These guys won't fight each other, man.
I know. It's like they're scared. They're either scared to challenge themselves or they're scared of losing their O. And nobody cares about your O fighters as long as you challenge yourself and you go out there and fight the best opponent you can possibly face. If you lose, we're going to respect you as long as you fight hard. You're not going to lose any respect or admiration from your boxing. You're not going to lose any boxing fans. If anything, you're going to gain more fans because you challenge yourself. That's what I like about Sean Porter. Sean Porter will fight anybody. Sean Porter will fight Anthony Joshua if you give him the chance. You know, Sean's trying to get in the ring now with Terrence Crawford, but Crawford's not interested. I don't get it. That'd be a great fight. I'd love to see that fight because Sean makes you come to fight.
Yeah, Sean. Did you hear Jamal Charlo and the David Benavidez banter? Did you hear that?
More talk, more yapping. That's all it is. That'd be another good fight. I love that. I love David Benavidez. I think David Benavidez could possibly beat Canelo, but Benavidez is the real deal, man. You know, and at 168, I think I'll pick him over Charlo. And I like the Charlo boys, but I'd pick Benavidez to win that fight because he's busier and he punches harder. But once again, all talk. If you're talking all that trash, why not? Okay, get it done in the ring because that's a fight everybody would pay to see. That would be a good fight.
It would be a great fight. He said that. He said he had to take, and I was very critical of the Charlos, and they're probably mad at me right now. But he said that he has to pass a COVID test. He has to get vaccinated for them to fight.
Oh, come on. That's what they have COVID tests for before leading up to the fights. You know, they get tested weekly. So you see, there you go. That proves you right there. You don't want to fight him. That's all that is. That's a way to get out of the fight. I'm disappointed hearing that from Jamal because Jamal and Jamel talk more trash than just about anyone out there. How good they are. Lions only. That don't sound like Lions only to me. That sounds like Lion. Lyin. Lion only.
Oh, Mike, man.
I hope them Charlo boys don't come looking for me because I'm running. I'm gonna run. Come on. But yeah, that why not fight David Benavidez? He doesn't have a fight. You don't have a fight, Charlo. Who wouldn't want to see that?
It's a big fight, and throw it in Texas because that's the only where we can have fans.
Exactly.
And we need something to clamor over. That's why David Benavidez was on the show maybe a month ago. Him and his dad. First, Charlo said he's not fighting the guy under 25. Then he said he got to get vaccinated, and then he said he had to catch weight. David Benavidez agreed to everything. I'll catch weight. He said, "What's next thing you gonna need? A GED?" He agreed to everything.
There you go. And you know, outside, okay, here's the fights I want to see in order. Joshua Fury, gotta have that one. That's my number 1 choice. Second choice is Crawford Spence. That's my number 2 fight I want to see. You know what the third fight I want to see? Benavidez, Charlo. I want to see all these fights. Oh yeah, Teo and any one of the lightweights. That's one of my top 4. But you know what? My 5th fight I really want to see, and they should try to make, and Canelo should try to make it, just like Floyd made it with him when he was young and raw. Wouldn't you love to see Canelo Alvarez and Edgar Berlanga?
That's an interesting fight. That's an interesting
Mexico versus Puerto Rico. Canelo, because Berlanga's on the way up, and he's the same weight class as Canelo. Why not? Why wouldn't Canelo get him while he's young and raw? You know, as opposed to waiting a year or 2 or 3. Why not try test him now? Get him when he's inexperienced. Because you know Berlanga's knocked out 16 straight opponents in the first round. Man, even though people say, well, he's not ready yet. Well, now that's why Canelo should call him out and say, let's fight now. That's what Floyd did with Canelo. He knew Canelo was on the way up, and I better get him now because I won't be able to get him in a few years, right? So that was a smart move by Floyd. So why shouldn't Canelo do that now with Berlanga?
Right.
That's how you got to think, man. And Canelo can make $100 million for that fight because we'd all tune in for it.
Man. Same weight class too.
Same weight class. Easy to make.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're Berlanga, you're 16-0. Why wouldn't you take that fight? You probably could make $25 million. Even if you lose, who knows? He probably could win. Hard as that boy can punch, he might catch Canelo.
I catch him.
Because when I watch Canelo fight, he don't remind me of Marvin Hagler. Canelo can be beat. You know, Canelo's kind of methodical and he's technical. He's good. But people talk about Canelo, but I don't think he's in the Marvin Hagler class. So I think a guy like Canelo can get beat or can get caught by a young, hungry fighter like Berlanga.
I never thought about that fight. I always thought.
Berlanga's right there. Berlanga's talking about he's a year away, year and a half away. Why wait? Do it now. If anything, it'll be a good learning experience for you, Berlanga, and you'll get $25 to $30 million. Yeah, I should have been a boxing promoter. I could have been better than Don King.
Oh, you definitely would have been better than Don King. I had his fighters on last week. They were sitting here. I had Chris Bird and Frez Akendo on last week together, and they were just in shambles. When you mentioned Don King, they just, you know, I mean, it just.
Yeah, we all know about Don King's reputation. I don't know how, because King wasn't born a rich man. He had to work his way up from the ghetto, from the slums. And we all know the reputation, the rumors about King and what fighters have said about him. How could you sleep at night knowing you ripped off fighters from their money? I don't get that. You know, why not look out for those guys and make sure that when they finish fighting, they're pretty nicely set up. You know, how do you know that you stole from these fighters' purses or mismanaged them to take money from them? I don't get that at all. How do you not respect a young man, another human being, disrespect a human being that way to steal from them?
Right.
It's just disappointing to hear that about how Don King didn't. That's why Mike Tyson had to leave him. Even Tyson said he was ripping him off. That's just sad. You would think black people would be looking out for each other in that situation, but no, he's stealing from them. Right. Disappointing.
DB.
Yeah, he was cooking on boxing so much. I was sitting back listening and enjoying this.
I could talk. I'd rather talk boxing than basketball. Are you kidding
me? Man, you got to come back. I have a really big boxing platform. Coach.
Yeah, man. I hope all the boxing fans are as frustrated as I am. We are. I know COVID's happening, but you could put these fights on just with pay-per-view. Even though fans won't be in the stands, they can make up for lack of fans because people would buy those fights, the fights that we're talking about.
Absolutely right. No, you're absolutely right. And
we got to get you back in here with Kendall Gill. Kendall Gill.
Kendall Gill was my boy.
Kendall Gill's my
guy. When I worked for the Minnesota Timberwolves, Kendall was on the team. So we sit in the back of the plane and talk boxing all day. Love Kendall Gill.
Kendall's my guy.
Yeah, I used to tell him. I would tell Kendall just like I tell Max Kellerman. You almost know as much boxing as me. Yeah. Kendall was good. Yeah, Kendall knows his boxing, boy.
Yeah, Kendall's a great asset to this platform, man. And man, it's an hour already, man.
Yeah. If I was a fighter, you know what my nickname would be? Bahamas Ali, if I was a fighter. That's right. Bahamas Ali, baby.
He's gonna ask you about Kobe. I know that's why I say, because DB is the biggest Kobe fan. But Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, and if 2020 had been in Kareem's playing career, how would that have played out in your locker room?
What do you mean?
Like with the George Floyd stuff and the coronavirus, and because Kareem Abdul-Jabbar was pretty much into
social justice and all that stuff, civil rights.
Yeah, civil rights. Yes.
Oh yeah. Kareem is still doing that, of course. Jeez, are you kidding me? Kareem and from the '60s, he grew up in the '60s in the civil rights era. Mm-hmm. So guys like Kareem, athletes back in those days, they risked their lives back in the '60s, man, because they used to get death threats back in those days. America has evolved since then. The athletes today don't get those. LeBron James and all the outspoken activist athletes today don't get those kind of death threats that Jim Brown and Bill Russell and John Carlos, Tommy Smith, young Lou Alcindor or Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Arthur Ashe, people like that were getting back in the '60s, talking about civil rights and social justice. those people back then were so brave because a lot of those guys, Tommy Smith and John Carlos, their careers were ruined because they spoke out about equality and at the 68 Olympic Games. Their lives were kind of ruined. And so they risked their careers. A lot of them sacrificed their careers and couldn't get a job after they were expunged from the white society because they actually were brave enough to speak out. But if Kareem was around today, he'd be right out in the forefront, which he is now, even in retirement, still talking about social justice and civil rights and equality.
Right. Who's the greatest basketball player of all time?
Boy, that's a great question. I think that comes down to 4 guys. Okay. And obviously, people of your generation always say Michael Jordan, and you're not wrong for saying that. Anybody listening to us?
I say Kareem. I got Kareem.
I say Kareem too, but people have forgotten about Kareem, I believe. If you say Michael Jordan, you're not wrong. A lot of people now saying LeBron, and LeBron has a good case to make. He's in the argument. He's in a discussion. Wilt Chamberlain. How do you forget about Wilt? Wilt has numbers out there that won't ever be even approached. Much less broken. It's a joke.
Come on, Michael, spit it out. Michael, spit it out.
Yeah, you look at Wilt's career, it's like cartoon numbers. How is that possible to average 50 points a game? Average 27 rebounds a game. Average 22 rebounds a game for his career. 30 points a game for his career. Why isn't Wilt Chamberlain considered the greatest player ever? 100 points in a game. Every record you look in the NBA record books, it's some guy accomplishes something. It's the most points since Wilt Chamberlain. It's the most rebounds since Wilt Chamberlain. That's how it is. It's like people forgot about Wilt. But I think those are the 4 guys. And then how do you not talk about Bill Russell? 11 championships. Probably the greatest defensive player to ever play the game. Well, people say, well, that's not scoring. But okay, so Kareem's the greatest scorer, and Russell's the greatest defender. That's half the court, half the game, right? Is playing defense. You can't win a championship without winning playing defense. And Russell won 11 of them. So how do we forget about him? So discussions but mainly 4 guys: Kareem, Wilt, LeBron, and Michael. And if you listen to people still talking about it today, that question, trying to answer the question, it seems like Michael still has the edge. But I tell you, if LeBron somehow catches Michael and gets 6 rings, I think and passes Kareem for all-time scorer, which he's probably going to do, then you got to throw LeBron right there neck and neck with Jordan and Kareem. So I guess I didn't say one guy, but I'm like you. I think Kareem's the greatest high school player ever.
He didn't lose till he got to the pros, man.
He's the greatest college player ever, and he's one of the 2 or 3 greatest NBA players ever. 6 championships, 6 MVPs, all-time leading scorer. So yeah, Kareem, he's the greatest.
Lost 1 game in college, if I'm not mistaken, right?
I know, 1 game, and he would have won 4 championships, but they didn't let freshmen play when he came in. Kareem's freshman team beat the defending championship team in a scrimmage. Yeah, the same at UCLA. They scrimmaged the championship guys who came back, and Kareem's freshman team beat them. So if that stupid NCAA rule would have allowed freshmen to play back then, how stupid a rule was that? Kareem would have won 4 championships at UCLA. That's how great he was.
Yeah, for sure. DB?
Yeah, Mychal Thompson used to be one of my favorites, man. What happened to Mychal Thompson? Yeah, Kobe Bryant is number 1. I think what he meant was Kobe was the king, and then these other guys were ranked number 1 through 2, 3, and 4 behind Kobe. That's what he meant. I understand now.
Yeah, Kobe. You know, maybe Kobe doesn't get enough respect, but I think most people put Jordan above Kobe.
Yeah, well, most people just don't have their brains right. So let's do more Kobe talk. So Kobe, the greatest Laker of all time, greatest player of all time, he'll have a statue in front of the Staples Center, maybe 2 statues. What pose do you think they're going to use for Kobe statues?
Oh, that's a good question. What pose? Let's see. Kobe he was so cool. Is it going to be a move off the dribble? Is it going to be in a jump shot kind of a way? Kobe's jumper? Maybe it should be Kobe's. Oh, I know it should do. Kobe had that like 1-legged fall away jumper. You remember that? He would like post you up and then fall backwards. Yeah, like that with 1 leg out. Yeah, I think that's the pose that should be in. Like with his arms outstretched, follow through on a fadeaway jumper. I think that'd be the one.
But I heard rumors of there being two, one with the number 8 and one with the number 24. So what would the other pose be?
Then the other one's got to be probably him soaring in the air. Because remember when Kobe was young, boy, that boy could get up. And he had some ferocious dunks. So he had to be somehow soaring in the air, sort of like in a lean with his arms stretched out, getting ready to dunk the ball.
Yeah, I know just the photo too. He had an afro, had his arms both arms cocked back with his knees bent.
Yeah, something like that. You're right.
Yeah. All right. So if there was just one moment in Laker history, the one greatest moment in Laker history, what would it be?
I would say it would be the 80, I think it was the 85 championship.
On that. Yeah.
When the Lakers finally beat the Celtics. I think that was it. It wasn't 87 when I was there, 85, because the Lakers had never beaten the Celtics in the finals. And even though they've won many, many championships, beating the Celtics, that meant the most. I think that probably broke the Lakers through that Celtic barrier when Pat Riley and the Lakers beat the Celtics in 85. So I think that's the most important because they beat their arch enemy the first time.
Is that the one where Chick Hearn's Magic just what I thought a hook shot down?
No, that was the 87. The 85 one was remember in 85 they lost the first game like 148 to 114. They got crushed in the first game.
Yes.
And then the Lakers came back and won that series because everybody thought the series was over after game 1. They got beat so bad, but yet the Lakers came back and won that in 6 games, I believe.
Yeah, Boston with that weird Boston Garden floor that they used to have soft spots in.
That's right. Yeah, that old historic floor.
Parquet,
right.
Boston. Parquet.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kobe had an 81-point game, which is equivalent to maybe Wilt scoring 101 points. He also had that 60-point retirement game. Which Kobe game is the most, iconic game?
Yeah, that's a good one. The 81 was against Toronto, middle of the season. 60 was his last game. But I think when the Kobe coming out game, when everybody realized, this boy's pretty special. He's the next one.
Indiana.
When he put the Lakers on his back. He had a bad ankle, remember? He had a bad ankle.
Yeah.
Shaq had fouled out. Kobe told Shaq, don't worry, I got this. And he just destroyed Indiana. I think that was his coming out game. Everybody said, yep, he's special. So that's the one. Because it's in the finals too. So that carries a whole lot more weight than a regular season game or a regular season achievement.
Absolutely right.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know you played for Coach Ramsey, and Coach Ramsey was a good, hard-nosed coach, but then you played for Rouse too. And everybody talked about Rouse being, like a hard disciplinarian. So if guys were not professional or just didn't meet his quality or his standards, what was the disciplinary actions that he would take?
You get cut. That's it. Riley doesn't suffer fools, or immaturity. He expects you to be a man. He expects you to do your job, show up on time, work hard, and hold down your responsibilities. If you can't do that, him and Magic Johnson would say, "See you later. Have fun at your next job or your next team." They ain't got time. They ain't got time for that. So that's how Riley and Jack Ramsey were. They were true professionals. The way they approached their job, and they expected you to be a professional too. No clowning around. You can have fun, but when it's time to go to work, it's time to go to work, and don't be late.
Who coaches that Laker great team? Pat Riley or Phil Jackson?
Oh, Rouse, because he's a Laker. Phil's great. But Rouse is a Laker. Rouse came in as a Laker, and he'll always be a Laker.
Yeah, so I want to see how deep your purple and gold run. So Klay's in the finals against the Lakers with his team. Would you rather for Klay to have a 20-point game and win a title, or Klay take this last second shot and lose to the Lakers with a 40-point game?
Well, anytime you're a parent, you want your kid to be happy and to achieve more than you've ever achieved. So I'd always pull for my son to win, no matter what I'm doing to beat me. I'd rather my son be successful than me be successful.
Wow.
Now, Laker fans won't agree with that. They'd want the Lakers to win. But personally, I'd rather see Klay have success than for my team to win. Just can't pull against your kid. Can't pull against your son, no matter what.
Who says the prayer? Who says the prayers at Thanksgiving now? Because he got 3 now, right?
Yeah, he's got 3.
So is he the man of the house?
I know it's frustrating. He's got 3, but it's frustrating because they should have had 4, 5. They lost to the 73 game team lost game 7 at home against LeBron. Should have won that, and then they would have swept Toronto if they were healthy.
Yeah,
that's the frustrating thing about it. Injuries happen; it's part of the game, and you have to accept that. But even though they won 3, Klay and I will sit around and sometimes we talk about the 2 that got away.
right.
The one against LeBron in 16, and then the one in 19 against the Raptors. If KD. Remember when KD came back for that 1 quarter before he got hurt?
Rolling, he was. Yeah.
He had like 10 points in like 2 minutes.
Yeah.
And the Raptors were like, what happened? They didn't know that KD just gave everybody a glimpse of what would have been if he was healthy. They would have swept the Raptors.
Right. What were you thinking when Klay threw? I mean, when tell me your reaction when Steph threw that behind the back pass in that game 7.
It's just frustration. You just go, Steph, no.
I couldn't get it. I couldn't. Yeah. I was like, what are you doing? It's the 4th quarter, man. What are you doing? Yeah, on the perimeter. It has no purpose. It has no purpose on the 30 feet away from goal.
That's the way Steph plays, though. He plays with a flair. And and I guess he just had being himself.
Yeah. Man, this was a fun time, man.
Yeah, you got me all worked up. I shouldn't start talking boxing now. I need to go outside and take a walk. I got to calm down.
Man, we truly thank you for coming on, man. You lit us up tonight, man. Man, the chat is going crazy. And obviously, we wish your son great recovery. And man, can I ask you one more question?
Sure.
Yeah, thank you. You had what's your opinion on LeVar Ball? Because LeVar has 3 boys, 3 professional athletes. You got 3 boys, 3 professional athletes.
I love LeVar. I love his confidence. I love his belief in his boys. I love the way he supports his boys. Yeah, sometimes he says outrageous things, but I don't take that seriously. Mm-hmm. I like the way he believes in Lonzo and LiAngelo and LaMelo. And so far, he's been right. Now, Lonzo is going to be a long-time pro. LaMelo looks like he's going to be special. And that boy looks like a more souped-up Jason Kidd. I love LaMelo Ball. And LiAngelo, who knows? Maybe someday he'll get a shot in the league. He just can't give up on his dreams either. If I was him, I'd keep pursuing. But I love the way LeVar promotes his boys and the way he believes in them, the way he promotes basketball. He's been quiet this year. We haven't heard from him. I'm disappointed because I like he's being interviewed. I miss LeVar. But I'm a big fan. I'm a big fan of his. And the more he talks, he's like a carnival barker. But he believes in his boys, and he's a strong father figure, and that's what we need more of. More fathers like him.
Right. DB, get him out of here.
Good, yeah. Look forward to hearing you, John, Stu, Billy Mack. Love hearing you guys call them, man. I remember as a little lad, I listened to the games if the Lakers were away. What I do is I pause the TV and I turn on AM and listen to Chick and Stu over the radio. So, I've always been connected to listening to the games that way, man. But love hearing you guys call them. You're great at it. You got the purple and gold in your blood. And, man, I hope us success because I am a Laker too. And, wish you and your family good health. And thanks for coming to spend some time with us in the barbershop.
Yeah.
Anytime, man. Anytime. Love being in the barbershop. That's the best sports talk in the world.
Man, I appreciate you coming. You lit us up tonight. And we going to call you much sooner than later, man, because boxing is a staple for us, man. And I would, next big fight, I'll your availability and see where you're at, man. And you've always come through for me, man. And
next big fight, you must be talking about the UFC because it ain't happening in boxing. Tell your chat room to get on Charlo and all these boys and tell them to stop ducking and running.
And they will. And thank you, man. I appreciate always coming through for me, man. Thank you, man.
Buddy, you bet. My pleasure. Talk to you guys later.
All right, for sure. Man, what a fun interview, DB.
Man. Yeah, I got mad for a second and should have to catch myself. You know what I'm
saying? Because you're a Kobe fan, man. Man, it's okay. People got their own opinion, man. Michael can be great too. You can love Malcolm and Martin. You can love both. You can love Marcus Garvey and W.E.B. Du Bois, man. Come on, man. Man, I'm hyped right now, man. I'm hyped right now, man. I'm hyped.
He knew his boxing, though.
God.
Man, that had me pumped.
I listen to him every day with Max Kellerman. Every day, man. That was a hell of a show, man. Hell of a show out here, man. 710. Was it 710? ESPN?
Yep, 710 a.m.
710, yeah. All the time, man. And
he be giving Kellerman the business.
Oh,
too.
he do. I remember when
I didn't realize he was on there all the time, though.
Yeah.
I've seen him on there 2 or 3 times, and you know, Max don't want to be wrong. If Max is wrong, he
never.
He still wants to be halfway right. You know. But yes, he might give him the business though.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's crazy because I'm always trying to think outside the box of the shit that they do. You know how we got Snoop calling these fights coming up?
Wow. Oh.
You know,
imagine if Steven Espinoza saw this.
I know. I was thinking about that. But him and Kendall Gill, because they love the sport, and you know, Kendall's a part of the sport.
And they're not attached to it though. They're not attached to these sons of biscuits.
Right. And yeah, exactly. It's just unbiased commentary.
Yeah.
You know,
they
want to see the best fight the best.
Yeah, he was before Marcellus, Money in the Ghetto, and then he switched times and then went early in the AM. And but yeah, oh man, I had so much fun doing that. Oh, that was fun. That was so much fun. Oh, that was so much fun.
It took me off of my basketball for a second. I'm like, wait, hold on, shake this shit off. We got to get back to basketball.
Well, I know you wanted to talk Kobe. That's why I didn't ask him. So
yeah, I did. I had I still had about 4 or 5 Kobe's. Who the fuck is coming in my door? Oh shit! Sounds like somebody was trying to come in the door. Yeah, got that thing for you though. Yeah, man, I was didn't get a chance to talk about January 26th, but yeah, I don't think I needed that emotion anyways right now. So yeah, it's kind of good, you know what I mean? Yeah, being heated and then being sad at the same time. Shit, I'd be driving down to Orange County looking for Mychal. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, the chat was going crazy, man. Yeah, sorry, I know y'all had a couple of questions, but he was you know, when there's certain people, like if we get one of those girls on, and let me say there was certain people they don't have a schedule like that, so they're off. But when there's certain people like that, like when his schedule is to be here for an hour, we can't keep them. Try not to keep them here for 1 minute past, so that way when they come back, we need them to come back next time. They'll say yeah, knowing that we're not going to hold them over. So I know it was still like 3 or 4 questions that y'all had. Didn't get a chance to get to those though. Then DB wanted to ask where Klay ranks on an all-time shooting list. Yeah, I wanted to ask him that too. Yeah, but yeah, we get him back in here though, man. He enjoyed.
Oh no, Mychal is he's always come through for me. I only talk to him once every couple of years, but I haven't talked to him in a long time since I did the movie. But anytime, like he's just a good man. You can see it. He's just a good, solid man. And he's always been that guy. I remember when I didn't know him. And I would see him at his son's games in high school because his son played for Santa Margarita, and they was in the same league with Modern Day, St. John Bosco. And I'm like, hey, that's Mychal Thompson. You know, he would just say hi. And then I finally spoke to him when his son went to Washington State. And I met him at the Say No Classic was the league. Say No Classic. And I asked him, the basketball league. And I asked him to help me out with my movie. And he said anytime. And he let me come up to the studio. We interviewed him. You know, just an awesome guy. He gave us as much time as we needed. And it was just great, you know. So he's just a good guy. And and the most beautiful thing is he treated this like he was calling a Laker game. Like I love the fact that he didn't say, well, let me just go, you know. I talk to millions when I call the Laker game, and I talk to thousands when I come here, but you would have never known.
Right.
You know
yeah.
I mean? You would have never known.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That was cool.
Think, man, in order for you to have 3, let's just say all of your children,
3 professional athletes. Yep.
Right. There's got to be something special about you too. It's not just them, right? I think JQ asked, or somebody asked, You know, if he thinks it was money in the ghetto, if it was genetics or the parenting, it's a combination of both. You know what I mean?
Oh, that's a great. We should ask him that. Yeah, that's interesting. Yeah, that's interesting.
But he was cooking on the boxing and shit. So
he went off on boxing. I can't wait to clip that shit. That's going on the main page too. Sure.
Yeah. And tag these boys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, y'all pull it. Hey, everybody in the chat, y'all pull it and tag them so Mike can go viral. Y'all pull it off of this channel, put it on your Facebook, put it on your Instagram, put it on your Twitter, and tag from Tyson Fury all the way down in weight. Tag them all and let them hear it, man. The fans, you know what I mean? He didn't, you know what I mean? Just let them know it, you know? So
yeah, the world is asking for it.
Yeah,
the world is asking for it. We all want to see good fights. At the end, I didn't hear what he said at the end. He said, next time we'll talk MMA. Is that what he said?
He was joking. Like I said, the next big fight, I would love for you to come on in. And he said, well, it ain't going to happen. It's we talking MMA. If we're not talking MMA, it's not going to happen.
Okay, I was jonesing like, what? Like, you really talk some MMA? Shit. Yeah, we're going to have to let Fred hang up. Shit.
I'll be sitting there like, okay, let me load the post for tomorrow.
Yeah, like all the people that say that they like or know MMA, they know it casually, you know what I'm saying? So like we could talk about the big fights and shit, but I got excited for a second, like what? Like, let's do it. Yeah, but shout out to Patty Dean, man, the queen, for making it happen again, y'all.
Appreciate you, PPD.
Throw them roses at her. Throw them roses at PPD. Yeah, and Mychal Thompson has left the building. So a little boxing talk. Yeah, so what'd you think about? I mean, I kind of know what you think, but for the people that didn't watch your videos or hear you on Blue.
Shout out to Blue Blood. Yeah, thank you for having me. Blue Blood and Kurt Whisper now. His name ain't Kurt Sugar now, it's Kurt Whisper, you know. Man. Kurt Whisper in the building, man. Kurt Whisper in the building. Shout out to PPD though, man. That was, I mean, she makes him feel at home. He just comes in and man. Anyhow, man. I'll say this.
But so Teofimo, you said you'll play this or say this?
I'll say this. I'm sorry.
Oh.
First, what's your take on it? Take your time, and because I always go first. What's your take on it? You already heard mine, but go ahead.
Yeah. I think mine is just a tad bit different from most of the people that I heard. So I'm pro athlete, right? I want the athletes to be able to get paid. I want them to get paid handsomely, but I'm not into the exaggerated pay. Like Canelo getting paid $35 million a fight. Like I don't give a shit about that. I just don't want players, the athletes, to be underpaid, you know, like the guys that are ranked number 16 through 50. Those guys are not making anything. Those dudes are making pennies, and they're still getting there fighting just like everybody else. But I just didn't like for it to be Teo, because he's been the opposite of everything that we've been asking for. And then the Duck won. The Duck won. The guy who was the diva won. If it was, I don't know. Let's say if Boots was coming there, right? A guy that's really willing, like, listen, I'll fight anybody, right? I'm not asking for anything but a shot. If it was somebody like that, you go, yeah, do it, right? Dev seemed like he wanted to fight anybody. I'm like, yeah, let's do it. You know, even if it was David Benavidez, I'd have been like, yes. But because it was Teo, it just gave me a little sour taste in my mouth. I am glad that he got paid, and I'm also glad that not him. I'm glad that the fighter got paid. I'm also glad that how did Reggie state it, that he outsmarted Bob Arum. I just didn't like that it was him, super diva. That's it.
Okay, if I'm going to add to that, but say that Gary Russell and Devin Haney had the same opportunity.
You said if?
No, they did. Because the same thing. I mean, similar things happen. Excuse me. They pay off their promoter. with their inflated, we'll call them inflated purses, you know. They give Bob his 20%. Oh no, who was it? No, they give Al Heyman his split, they give Eddie Hearn his split, and they carry on and make the fight. You know, and I think like Teofimo, I understand what you're saying about that it's him. You don't like it to be him.
The diva with the lies and the deceit.
Yeah. But who was willing to step up and do it? Tell me another fighter that was willing to step up and do it. I get it. I would rather it be me. I would, you know, get what I'm saying. But it's no one. Everyone is clout chasing. I got more money than you. I got more belts than you. I fought better opponents than you.
And this is what's going. Yeah, but that's exactly what this dude wanted. Read Drew. I don't want to say it out loud, but read Drew Titan's comment. That is the perfect roundup for this.
Wait a minute.
You see it? That is the perfect way to round this up.
Oh, when he says this news is like, oh yeah, oh yeah,
snapping the baddie and catching.
Yeah, I get it.
Catching no homies.
I get it. But no one else set the precedent. You understand? Everyone was talking and still staying in line.
But he didn't do it on purpose. He didn't do it because he was smart. It
happens like that sometimes.
Yeah, he won a lottery. This was an accident. Yeah, I don't think it was him. I'm smart. I know what's going to happen. I'm going to take some purse bid, and this was going to happen.
Oh no,
like, nobody knew that. Nobody knew that Triller was going to come in and do this.
I definitely agree with you that they were doing it as they were walking. I couldn't agree with you more. It wasn't like oh we planning this out.
Right.
You know what I mean? Definitely not. I think that this is going to open up a lot of eyes that you don't have to do a fight for networks. You don't have to say, well, I got to get a deal with Fox. I got to get a deal with whoever the case may be, because I've been telling y'all and y'all think that I'm hating like on Al Heyman. Al Heyman, as it pertains to boxing, because Al Heyman gets a lot of attention. So I use Al Heyman's name like the Democratic, like I use the Democratic Party for this election. I can give two shits, but I know Al Heyman gets y'all all in your, pulls up your G strings and y'all get emotionally and y'all get mad. And so I'm going to keep on using it. But I've been explaining to y'all about the business of boxing, and y'all motherfuckers just get emotional about it. And a lot happened today. Let's start what's not being talked about. Bob Arum gets 20% of his fighters. You know what I mean?
That threw me off.
Yeah, because you thought it was more, right? Did you think it was more?
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. So all this myths and all this, I'm sitting there like, that's pretty good, considering he took a risk on you. He paid your salary when you wasn't selling tickets for 10 fights, and he got to get a return on you because it's business. You understand? If I put millions of dollars in a guy, 20% is a fair shake. In boxing terms, you know, like I'm like, he only takes 20% all these years. He just don't pay. I was sitting there like, wow. It's funny how narrative, and he told us the answer. He said the fighters get 80% of their check.
Yeah, he did.
And we just overtake it because we think Bob just, and me too, like, oh, he just lies and he just does this. He comes here to purge a lot. Now I'm beginning to think
it throws us off though when the lies are mixed with the truth.
Yeah, he's purging here. He sits here for an hour and a half and he's just purging on some level. I'm like, it's Pinky, nigga. Yeah, man. But it's just fascinating to see that how we've been feeding narrative after narrative after narrative. You understand? He won't pay you $5 million, but but he's not going to take 50% like everyone is saying he's taking. You understand? People say, "Oh man, he robs. He takes all this money," and I'm sitting there like 20% is pretty fair. Y'all may think it's not fair. I don't know what he pays his trainer. You don't have to pay your trainer, Tim. You could pay your trainer whatever you negotiate. You can pay your manager whatever you negotiate. But for a man to take you from ground zero, y'all are just adding too much. Y'all not listening to business. Y'all are listening to narratives. Who cares about taxes? And I'm talking about the deal as a standalone thing. If you take a guy from nothing, you take him out of the Olympics, right? Or Teofimo didn't make what he did for Honduras, did he? Well, regardless, he wasn't a Earl Spence kid. You understand?
Yeah.
And if you take him from zero and you pay him his salary for 10 fights, and then he gets on the scene and he knocks out that kid from Philadelphia, Moran, he knocked him out stiff. That's when I got a hold of Teofimo. I knew who he was, obviously, but that's when I really, really started paying attention, around about 11-0, 10-0. So I'm just going to use that example. So for 10 fights, which is 3 years, you pay this guy with no return. You're not getting a return on him. You're betting for the future to prepare him for Lomachenko, right?
Right.
And you get the Lomachenko, and you realize that he's only taking 20%. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I'm sitting there like, damn, I thought he was taking more. And I'm being real. I thought it was more. What the deal he makes with his manager is not the deal he makes with Bob Arum. The deal he makes with his trainer is not the deal he makes with his promoter. That's all separate. That's Teofimo's job to do that. You understand? So when I saw that, I was sitting there like, oh. And I remember when I was interviewing, and go back to my Breadman. He said Julian Williams takes home 80% of his check. I'm like, that's impressive. Now, where Al Heyman wins, you don't pay the promoter fees. So that 20% is probably maybe 5% in advisory fees. I don't know what his percentage is. I'm just saying, like, whatever his advisory. Oh yeah, today is the anniversary of One Night in Miami. Just so y'all know. Yeah, thank you. I posted that on my Instagram and my stories. So so that's what I'm saying. I don't know I've never seen an Al Heyman contract, so I can't compare and contrast, but I'm just saying what I saw today. All these years, I've been thinking Bob Arum takes 30%, 40%. When you take a guy from ground zero and you only take 20%, and you have the power to take 30%, 40% because they don't know nothing about boxing, I'm like sitting there, that's fair. To me, that's fair. And when you know that learning the tax game is different than making a contract with your promoter, you're responsible for knowing the tax game. You got to read the tax codes. You got to read the tax laws. That's the fighter's responsibility, not the promoter's responsibility. So that's where the difference is. I don't know an Al Heyman. I've never seen it. I have seen an Al Heyman. I've seen an Al Heyman bout sheet. I've seen one Al Heyman contract, and that was maybe I don't even remember. I remember like the details of it because I only got to read it one time. So I can't speak on that. I can't speak I can't lie to y'all. But I thought that was fair. I'm being honest. Now, when the fight is worth $5 million and Bob only wants to pay $3 million, I think that's the difference. Like he's just a cheap guy. And I'm sitting there like, I mean, I'm not saying he didn't rip people off in the past. That's not what I'm saying. I'm saying what I saw in this contract, I was shocked that it was only 20%. I thought it'd be like 30. I ain't gonna lie, 40. Because that's a homegrown talent.
Right. That's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So I mean, if it's probably 20% with Bud too, probably. And that's, man, when you take a guy from ground zero and you make him a world champion, 20% is a deal. You don't believe me? Shit, check the music game. Check New Edition. How much they get? $1? Remember that? $10? Yeah. So come on, man. Come on, man. Let's tell the truth. Leave those emotions and those narratives on the other side of the door of the barbershop. Let's just speak truth and give people credit where credit is due. We're not saying he's a humanitarian. We're not saying he's the best promoter in the world. We just saying we know the truth now, and let's just accept the truth. If I had an Al Heyman contract, I would compare and contrast for y'all, and that way it will be fair. You know what I mean? I'm not saying makes Bob a great 20% makes. I'm talking about the contract, just the contract in itself. That's fair.
Right.
And that's all I'm saying. In my eyes.
Yeah, Kenlon Jones, this leads to this question right here. He said, do you think Bob Arum will now pay Porter more money to fight Crawford? Or it may be a risk
No. See, Bob Arum is the Bob Arum that I know. Y'all may know a different version of him. He's a matter-of-fact guy. So he just moves on, and he's going to be angry. He's going to be very visceral. He's still going to move on because he understands the business. He's very like there's no fat on his steak. You know what I mean? Like he's just going to eat. He just wants the steak. Can you make sure there's no fat on my steak? That's what he tells his server, you know, and he's just going to move on. He's going to find a way to win. The same way he was viscerally angry at Al Heyman because Al Heyman outsmarted him by becoming an advisor and not a promoter. And he said, there's no such thing as Al Heyman. He was bitter for a long time. Imagine being a part of an establishment, and then you got a guy who's in the establishment but has no rules. Imagine playing basketball with Al Heyman is the only guy to ever play in the NBA game where he can travel, he can double dribble, he can step out of bounds, he can goaltend. Al Heyman has no rules to abide by as it pertains to the sport of boxing. He's an advisor. Right. That's not fair to Bob Arum. That's not fair. In their eyes. That's not fair. I'm not speaking for me, okay? I know that sounded real weird, but I'm saying Bob Arum, Oscar De La Hoya, who else was on that thing? And Eddie Hearn had to learn the other way. It wasn't fair to them. They didn't deem that as fair. Al Heyman just outsmarted them, and they weathered the tide. Al Heyman was greatly. I saw the checks. It was greatly overpaying his fighters, and because he can't have contracts with them, so you have to earn their trust by creating trust. I'll pay you. He's paying you 2. I'll pay you 2.5 to stay here and work with me, and I'll work in your best interest. And that's what it is. And Al Heyman was amazing in 2014, and now he doesn't have the money to sustain. That's hard to sustain. You know, keep on paying the fighter 100%. Keep on paying the fighter 90%, 95%. That's real challenging. You know, and because you got stuff you got to pay for, like you got overhead, you got logistics. So and now it's caught up with Al Heyman as we see it. As you can see, we got this guy. They go back to back on Fox with 2 BS. I wouldn't call them BS fights because we're still going to watch them, but fights where the blue corner is the extreme favorite. So I think like the money's not there, and I think Teofimo Lopez has waken up a lot of people in boxing today. And no, we can't give Teofimo that credit. We can say this situation. I got to give him credit. No, I'm giving him credit
because he didn't do it. If he did it purposely, if it was intentional, then that would be it. He was ducking fights, and no, this doesn't happen. This situation. So the purse bid worked out, not Teo.
Well, no, because Teofimo could have accepted the 2.3 and everything would have been done. He didn't accept the 2.3.
So you think that every time there's a purse bid now? Because I think Triller, they understand now that what was it? Was it $6 million, right?
Yes.
I'm pretty sure that they're going to know within the next 24 hours, if they don't already know, that damn, you know what, we put up too much money.
Yeah, for sure. Oh, that's the first.
And listen, I don't know too much about Kambosos, but if this is not a barn burner, or if Teo doesn't get a knockout, like a devastating knockout, then they are really going to pay the price.
Mm-hmm.
And nobody else is going to get that. So, maybe one more fight card, one more fighter.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, one more fight card, or maybe 4 or to 6 fighters, maybe. But they're going to recognize that. So this is not going to work much. And Trap Lord said, I'm curious to see what that purse bid would bring out. I think it was a not necessarily a one-off, but a short-term thing.
I think 2 weeks ago, the plan came to fruition. About 2 weeks ago, Triller sat down. Like, as I said earlier, that wasn't a sports interview. That was a business interview with Tank and all those guys. Now you see the who else was sitting on that couch? No other division was sitting on that couch but 135. You had Devin. You had the 4 guys sitting on that couch. That was Triller. They planned that shit. They planned it. That was a business move on their part. Maybe it was the 3rd interview when they realized it. Maybe it was the 2nd interview when they realized this. But I thought Triller might have woken up when they saw Ryan Garcia. They're like, hold up. This is interesting. Ryan Garcia can make, because Tank wasn't talking like, I can do whatever I want. I can do whatever I want. But keep in mind, Mike Tyson talked to Tank Davis leading up to his fight in October. And he said, make the fights. It's all coming to me right now. It's all coming. I'm not saying I thought of this previous to this. So it may have been the play the whole way. And the purse bid was the way in without stepping on people's feet. I don't know. I reached out to Triller to try and get an interview. I reached out. I don't know if they're going to respond. I don't know. But I reached out to them. And I reached out to Famio. I reached out to Famio a month and a half ago. They haven't responded. But today I reached out to Triller, and I'll see if they respond. If not, then I'll get his number, because Van Burger, whatever his name is, Van Horn, his number is gonna start matriculating through the boxing community, and I'll get it. But it's a great move for the sport of boxing, because I believe in free enterprise. I believe in no censorship. I believe in free enterprise, and I'll have to disagree with you on this one. I have to give Team Lopez credit. I have to, because Sean Porter didn't do it. Terrence Crawford didn't do it. They ego so big they won't even call each other. I've been telling Earl Spence.
Who did Teo call, Fred? Who did Teo call? His ego is bigger than theirs is.
No.
Yes, he gambled and he won. He won the lottery. He picked up a ticket and it had the winning numbers on there.
Well, Sean Porter had the same opportunity for 6 months. Well,
Sean Porter didn't walk past that ticket. Sean Porter was on the north side of the street and Teo was on the south side of the street.
No, actually, Sean Porter has more freedom. He has way more freedom than Teofimo Lopez. Way more. He can do whatever he wants. But he won't exercise the thing. And also keep in mind, and I was gonna get there too. Lou DiBella was in on this too. I'm telling you, I know without a shadow of a doubt, something happened 2 weeks ago. Something happened 2 weeks ago. I can't pinpoint the interview, but hindsight's 2020. I didn't see it 2 weeks ago, guys. I didn't. Hindsight is 2020. They looked, and Teofimo made it a point. I'm just gonna start promoting myself every day. I'm gonna go on live. I'm gonna go on Ellie's page. I'm gonna build this brand up because I know what's happening. And it was very apparent. They knew what was in the books. And guess what? So did Bob Arum. Bob Arum knew the play was coming. Bob Arum, he knew that Eddie Hearn was going to bid on the fight. And he knew that he colluded. He used the term colluded because maybe he's a lawyer. Maybe he wants to try and find some legalities in this. But they colluded. You got to give them credit, man. They colluded, man. And it worked. It worked. boxing is the wild, wild west, and it paid off. You know, it paid off. They had to talk. They had to talk. It's impossible. Listen, when Bob Arum said he was going to offer him the minimum, where else is Teofimo going to get information from? He took the lesser money for Loma. Who else is going to tell him this? Lou DiBella probably called him. Kambosos doesn't know the information. Lou DiBella probably came in and was like, hey, this is the way we all can make the most money we've ever made. And maybe Lou DiBella is being an honest man, or maybe he's being a deceitful man. I'll ask him. You know, like maybe he was being an honest man with Deontay Wilder, or maybe he was being a deceitful man by trying to get him the most money. History is going to prove it. History is going to prove it, you know? So these are questions that we have to understand. Lou DiBella knows the game. And Lou DiBella is his manager. This was a play, man. This was a real play.
Good job, Lou DiBella.
Yeah.
Good job, T.O.
No, that's fine if you don't. I don't give a fuck. It was a moving forward. It's a play. Sean Porter had the same move. Errol Spence, Terrence Crawford had the same play. I told them to do it. Walk the fight into another network. I said, Instagram will take the fight. All these guys, I'm telling you, man, shit like this don't happen by accident with all this money in play. Today was a plan. I don't know how long the plan was, but it was a plan today. You know how I know it was a plan? Because the man bid it to win. The man didn't bid to be competitive. He bid it to win. $6 million. He bid it to win.
So this was good for boxing?
Oh, listen, the more competition, the better. The more YouTube channels, the better. The more people that come to YouTube, the better opportunity it is for all of us to eat. Yeah, yes, go ahead.
So hold on. So you think this is going to produce better fights or just increase fighter pay? Because we're talking about two different things. I agree with fighter pay. I agree that T.O. should get his 4, or even he could have gotten the whole $6 million. I would have been quite all right with that. Mm-hmm. But you think this is going to produce better fights for us?
I'll tell you why.
Isn't that the goal for us? Yes or no?
Yeah. That's all I care about. That's all I care about. That's all that's rule number 1. Excuse me. That's number 1 for me.
If they can get paid well in the process, then great, right? But for us as the fan, right, because we have nothing invested in these people, right? It's for us to see the best fights. So is Teofimo fighting Kambosos? Is that the best fight? Mm-hmm. And the fight after this, is it going to produce the best fight after this again? Is he going to get in the ring with Ryan Garcia? Is he going to fight Devin Haney, Tank, or Loma next?
I'm going to tell you something that I'm going to read something to you in a second.
But can you? I'm not trying to pin on you, but
no, pin it on me. Pin it on me.
No, I'm saying, give me a yes or no, though. Do you think this is going to produce better fights, more competitive fights?
Yes, because it's more pressure on the people who's in 2nd and 3rd and 4th place. You understand what I'm saying?
No, break it down for me.
It's going to put pressure on Steven Espinoza, Al Heyman.
Gotcha.
And to keep their talent safe. You don't think Danny Garcia is looking at this like, shit. Hey, Keith, you want to run this back? Now you really gonna have fighters maybe calling each other, No. I'm just saying, like,
I doubt it.
You don't think Tank is like sitting here like Tank Davis is looking at this shit like, y'all niggas bamboozled me. Y'all told me this was all the money, this is all the tea in China.
I think the older fighters would. I think the guys that are in their 30s will, but I don't think these younger fighters are going to do that. There's too much ego involved. But I think when you got the older fighters, maybe like a Triple G and his management team, like a Danny Jacobs, Gabe Rosado, you got older guys. They've been fighting and they've been getting decent pay. or even good. I think those guys will have the maturity to say, listen, we know how this game works.
Mm-hmm.
We only got, 5 to 10 fights left in us.
Right.
Like, let's make it happen.
Right.
But I don't think that Tank is going to say, oh, let me swallow my pride and let me drop my ego and let me get on the phone with Ryan Garcia. Like, yeah, let's do it. Right. And then they also have promoters that have egos that's behind them too. You know what I'm saying? Like everybody, their management, all these dudes, it's hella ego driven. I don't think the younger dudes are going to do it.
Okay. I mean, you could be right. I'm not knocking it. Like, I'm literally not knocking it, man. I think that the competition is good. We don't want a monopoly in boxing. I've said this before. I don't want Al Heyman running boxing. I don't want Bob Arum, and I don't want Eddie Hearn running boxing. A monopoly is not great. And I think at the end of the day, now we can begin as fans to make these fights. Now you can tell Devin Haney, listen, y'all work together. Hey, we got Drew Titan and
these three good comments. Trap Lord said fighters ain't that bright. Agree with that. JT said PBC fighters ain't crossing Al like that though. I agree with that for the most part. And
they don't have to. You can't cross Al. He's an advisor. From a business standpoint, you can't cross him. You can hurt his feelings, but you can't cross him.
Right.
You get what I'm saying?
E1K, let me get this last one. E1K said it's all up to the fighters. He said they got to want the big fights. Yeah. If not, nothing will change.
Yeah, and TO1, man. TO1. I know he's not the most likable guy, but we got Drew Titan up. What's up, Drew?
Yo, what's good?
What you got?
Well, these motherfuckers done slid into the side door. Not even the back door, the side door. And they did something that we wasn't even paying attention, man. And they just slid right in and did this shit with, Tio really burned me. He burned me up with his behavior, the lying, getting caught lying, all this other shit, running around with stuffed ducks, Donald Ducks on his head and shit, behaving like a grown adolescent. Pissed me off, man. But this move right here, it's a double-edged sword. On one hand, he put the fuck to Bob Arum, and we can applaud him for that. He put the fuck to Bob Arum. But as a supporter of the sport, I'm still not getting what I want. I want undisputed. And now I'm not getting that. So now, I gotta ask Bill, listen, did you guys consider going to Triller and see if you can get next with this shit? So it's like, wow, he put the fuck, it's like he did something good, but it's still bad in the long run because I'm not getting what I want as a fan. What I want is undisputed. So, what's good for these boxers are not necessarily good for what we want as fans. So I guess you could say big up to Tio for getting his bag. I guess that's a power play. Does this mean that Triller is a major player as far as boxing is concerned? I would say if this keeps up, yes, because we have no one to blame but the fighters themselves. You see what happens when they don't fight? Shit like this happens. This is fucking horrible. This is fucking horrible, man. Now we got to worry about these guys coming in here with a main eventer, not necessarily a main event fight, but a main eventer, a guy that has some gold, and he could fight his mandatory or whoever he wants, and the rest of the damn card will be a bunch of clown fights. And this is no disrespect to anybody, but that's just what it is. I heard you on Blues earlier, and you on Blue Bloods show earlier, and you made a lot of sense, right? This might be the new thing because these guys are in the entertainment industry, not necessarily boxing. And when you get the two mixed up, unfortunately, like for example, Roy Jones and Mike Tyson, casuals made that shit pop. That's why I did so well.
I'm gonna add your story so you can. Who's Frank Muir? Who's that?
Frank Mir.
Frank Mir.
Frank Mir is an MMA fighter.
Frank Mir is the former UFC heavyweight champion.
Yeah.
He's fighting Antonio Tarver on April 17th.
Oh,
son of a bitch! Oh my god, man!
Wow.
See what I'm saying? So that's
well, since we added Fred, you know what you do? You know, fuck all that. Call Kendall and get a hold of Jake Paul and have Jake Paul return since he had an outstanding knockout, right? Just hear me out and say, look, come back, get Kendall Gill and see if you can knock out another NBA player. We get Kendall on that card, and that's how we make the fight. Let's do it.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm with it. I'm all in on Kendall Gill, man. That's my brother. You know what I mean?
That'll be perfect. And you know, he can that could be the co-main event right there. Can you envision it? The highlights of him knocking out Nate, and they'll have a NBA alumni coming in to avenge Nate. That's how you sell it right there. Boom.
Yeah, I'm with it.
That's another 100,000 views right there. Let's get it, man. Let's hit up. Yo, we need to flood Jake Paul. We're nothing but pictures of Kendall Gill. We need to get all of our people that are nice with the editing. We need to flood this. We need to troll this guy, Jake Paul. And I swear to God, I didn't know who he was until maybe I'm not even kidding. I didn't know he was until like mid 2020. Didn't he get popular off for doing some splits in the street or some shit? I don't know who.
Honestly, don't know.
I don't know, but this guy now he got hands. Whatever, dude. Let's get him in the ring on a Lopez card, on an undercard. You know what I mean? And let's get Kendall Gill in there. I mean, if this event does well, I mean, they added Antonio Tarver and Frank Mir to this shit. If this event does well, I mean, hell, you know what? I just text Michael Nunn. Let's get him versus Chris Bird on there. Why not?
I'm all in. I'm all in on whoever we need to promote.
Let's get it in there. I mean, if this is what it's gonna take to light the fire under these fighters' asses, and oh my God, I just don't like the fact that it's Teofimo. I don't like that fact because this kid pissed me off. But I will say, if this is what it takes to light the fire underneath the asses of these fucking fighters that are sitting around posturing and got us on here all fucking day, fussing and fighting over who owes what, well, who's worth what. If this is what it takes, then so be it, man. They need to see this shit and say, look what this kid did. These motherfuckers threw it. Now it's not the 10 million he was asking Eddie Hearn for to fight Depp, but it is the 6. I can't wait to talk to Bill, man, because I want to see what he has to say about this. And this right here, this is prelude to worse things that can happen. Worse things. So these guys better get right. I mean, I can't believe Triller just came in here and slid through the side door and did this shit. Now, the good part is, again, he put the fuck to Bob Arum, but you know, Bob Arum, he ain't gonna forget this. He ain't gonna forget this. He gonna try and put the fuck right back to that kid. So T.O. shouldn't look back. And what did he say? He said they won the purse bid. And you're right, Fred. I think they went too high. But they didn't know any better.
They didn't know any better. Yeah.
Yeah. They didn't know any better, but that's okay. That's what they know for next time now. And now they might start paying more attention to what's going on. Right now, they're looking at the landscape. They're watching Devin Haney. And they got something in store for him too. I bet you. They're watching all these motherfuckers. They're looking at Tank. They're saying, okay, we could work with this motherfucker. We could work with that motherfucker. We could work with this motherfucker. They could do all this tight shit. But what I do hope is that these cats at the PBC that are just dicking around, you know what I'm saying? I hope the Keith Thurmans of the world is watching. I know Manny Pacquiao was looking like, yo, hey, how much money y'all got for me? What can you throw me? You know what I'm saying? Bob, I want 40 million. Bob Arum ain't gonna give me that. Can you come up with that or something close to that so I can fight this Bud Crawford character? Can you do that? These guys are about to fuck around while we watching DAZN and PBC and Top Rank. These motherfuckers at Triller are gonna slide in and take everything. These guys are ghouls and ghosts, man. Anyway, I'm going to bed. I mean, I got a show to do in the morning, man. Much love, bro.
Thank you, Drew.
Yeah.
Appreciate it. Reggie, and then we got Kyle. What's up, man?
What's up, man? Man, I was trying to get DB post. I couldn't understand that shit, DB. But this maneuver pulled off by these dudes and the induction of Triller coming into this purse bid thing was a great thing for the sport. The other thing that bugs me about the whole ordeal is the fact that Bob Arum has issues with others coming in here to bid it. So it's almost like you're intentionally coming in here to lowball these fighters, because you don't want anyone else to come in here for fighters asking for something to lift what the fighter is expected to earn. If someone finds this is a certain value, you should respect that, being with his so-called fallout with Eddie Hearn coming in here to bid, and also how it would make him look bad to ESPN. That's a big issue. And that's an issue that runs with our fighters getting their fair shake when it comes to what they're worth coming into an event. We've seen Oscar De La Hoya doing it for a long time with his young fighter. There's within the last year or so, the last 12 months or so, there's many fallouts within the sport. And the biggest fallout has been promoters hiding and undercutting these fighters. And also people are looking at, with these exclusive dealings with promotion companies and TV networks, let us look at the books, and many of that stuff ain't being shared. And with Triller coming in here, adding competition to the media side of things, I think that's a great thing for this sport. Media networks have kind of come in here with the promoters doing its ill dealings to the sport. The media networks has tied this game up. One fighter side over to this exclusive promotional side of a TV network, the other fighters over here, and it's log jamming the hell out of the sport. Fighters have to learn to free agent themselves. There are many people out here willing to throw money into the sport, because on top of the money they throw in the sport, they flip the shit. It's easy to flip. They can carry on the sponsors that come in here, other fees that come in here. Boxing is a lucrative sport for those who hold over 9 figures in salary. You got to be a big money owner to be able to throw money at somebody. Oh, you want 10 million for this? I'm gonna flip that 10 to 30, 40. And it's BS to watch what Bob Arum try to pull with the kid. I think the kid was kind of stupid going in, but he proved me wrong. And the more I look at the aspects of it, they came out as brilliant. And also with Devin Haney and them, they have to pitch themselves around a little bit more. Now you don't have to get these big fights. And then also you have someone that is kind of an ambassador for the fighters, being what Mike Tyson's doing with Triller. You best believe Mike Tyson's part of this play that ran with this. Bob Arum was speaking about where he had an issue is the fact that Kambosa and Teofimo try to collude to do some dealings behind his back of trying to earn themselves some more money. Like, how the hell you mad because they try to earn themselves some more money? Ain't that what you're supposed to be doing? And then to watch a deal come like this to triple times what Bob Arum thought the fight was worth was a huge slap in the face. And it's something that's needed in the sport. It will excite fighters to get out here and try to go for each other. They have to go for each other. So if they offering this kind of money, it only benefits Teofimo, Tank Davis, Devin Haney, Ryan Garcia to start interacting with each other. Matter of fact, not just them, every single fighter in this game who is really about that shit to really start interacting with each other, making shit happen independently. You don't need middlemen. You're already paying too much shit. You holding these damn titles, so a portion of your money. This is why they got to ask for more damn money. This is the other thing on top of it. As a champion, you got to pay out money to this damn promoter, who these promoters really don't promote these kids anymore. These kids do that shit on their own. Then you paying state taxes, you paying federal taxes on money, you paying goddamn sanctioning fees for being a champion, you paying trainer fees, manager fees. Why not go and get the most money that you can get rather than being undercut by a fool who's about to flip the money he throwing at you for this event? So I gotta respect the kid while not really, I put hate up on Teofimo outside of him being a dedicated boxer. He dedicates himself to the sport, but he has really created some historical shit with this for himself. So, but this is a great move, and it's a positive for the sport of boxing, man. Make these networks compete. Fighters need to learn how to stay free. Stop tying yourselves in these long-ass contracts once you become of a certain name. Even look at Canelo. Canelo done realized F all that long-term shit. I'm signing 1 or 2 deals with these promoters and I'm getting the hell up out of here. And we're gonna work this damn money out to where you're gonna pay me X amount of dollars. And these fighters have to dedicate themselves to the crafts. Stop chasing holes, knock a hole off, get back up in the gym. But that's my thoughts. I'm up out of here. Great shit from T.O.
DB, you want to respond?
Fuck T.O. My response.
All right. We got Kyle. What's up, Kyle?
What's going on, Big Fred? What's happening?
What's popping?
Hey, Bob Barron already said this was going to happen on your show.
Mm-hmm.
He already said this. This was planned. Now, the thing was, Eddie Hearn, you know what he was trying to do, right?
No, tell us.
He was going to pay Kambosos step aside money so Devin Haney could fight Teofimo Lopez.
Man, don't believe that. Man, get the fuck out of here.
Hey, I'm just saying. I mean, why the hell else would he bid on the fight? It don't make no sense for him to bid on it.
No, he wouldn't do that. You wouldn't pay Kambosos step aside money. You wouldn't do that. No.
I mean, you probably wouldn't have to pay him that much though to step aside.
No, you don't have to bid it. No, you don't even have to, because it's a unification bout. Why would you even go to a purse bid for a unification bout?
No, this is a mandatory bout.
But unification trumps mandatories.
Yeah, but it's probably only how he can get him to do it. I don't know, because he can't really just hand him 10 million. You know what I'm saying? I don't know, man. I'm just saying.
I know you're just thinking outside the box, and that's okay. Keep thinking because it inspires other thoughts. But yeah. I personally don't think. DB, you got to respond to that?
No, I was opening the door for baby girl.
Oh, okay. So
Fred, we talked about this last night.
Yes.
On my show last night about promoters and stuff like that. So some of the stuff we talking about today, we talked about last night. And I mean, I think it was all planned on Teofimo's side. It just everything lined up that way because Bob Arum had already said that. He said, "How you gonna talk to the other side when you're supposed to be working with me? How you gonna talk to him and try to make something shake without me?" You see what I'm saying? So he already knew what was going on, and so that's what I'm saying. I mean, I don't like the guy. You know what I'm saying? You know, I don't like the guy. You feel me? But I mean, him and his pops made a great move. And the crazy thing is, though, they kept telling us that this was about to be a great move. We just didn't believe them. Because remember, the whole time they were saying, this is about to happen. We finna do this. We finna do this. We finna do this. Because it was a live where Devin Haney pops was with Teofimo pops, right? And he was like, man, if we get 10 million to fight Kambosos, I mean, why wouldn't we? You see what I'm saying? So they was shooting for something. They was trying to get something to shake. You know what I'm saying? And this just happened to fall the way it fell. They didn't get as much as they wanted, but they did get something that was major. And I ain't mad at them, man. I'm saying you got to get your money. You know, I ain't mad at them. DB mad though, but.
Ernest Skinner, I appreciate you coming to the show, man. We get it. Welcome, man.
Welcome to the show.
Welcome to the show, and make sure you support both channels, man. We'll be back on the other channel next Wednesday. But continue, Kyle.
No, yeah, I know DB mad as hell about this though, because he hates Teofimo ass. I don't like the nigga either, but damn it, that was a good.
No, it's not even so much of the hate, even though I do hate this dude. But it ain't that. It's I want to know what the end result is. And a few people in the chat said, "Is this going to produce better fights? If this was happening and it was forcing better competition, and we were actually going to see like, hey, these dudes are going to get paid $4 to $6 million, and we're actually going to get a chance to see him fight against Devin. We're actually going to get a chance to see him fight against Loma again, and like see competitive and good fights. Then it will be okay." But I don't think that's the end result. What do you guys think?
It's going to happen. You got to think about this, bro. As soon as I seen it, I posted it on my Instagram. I said, this is great for boxing because it's going to force niggas' hands. It's going to force your hand. You know what I'm saying? To get the most money that you ever got in your life, it's gonna force you to think outside the box, bro. Like the most money that Floyd and Pacquiao ever made came with them niggas meeting up in a hotel talking about the situation. You feel what I'm saying? So I think Triller getting in the way is gonna force Bob Arum's hand. It's gonna force PBC's hand because we see who got the money. Because Bob Arum and PBC for damn sure ain't got the money right now. You know what I'm saying? Because if they did, it would have went to the purse bid from the beginning. So that's how you know they sit on some money. Like, remember when the Zone first came out, they were sitting on a whole bunch of money. But I think the people that's involved with Triller kind of know the business of boxing. And I agree with Fred, man. Because if you think about it, he put all them dudes on in a row. Like, they was like back to back to back to back. He had Ryan on, he had T on, then he had Devin on. So it's like back to back to back, them dudes on. So him being in the business of boxing and being fucked over by Don King, as we was talking about last night, DB, that he kind of can see where it was going. I mean, we might be giving nigga too much credit, but shit, man, this looks good for boxing, bro. I ain't gonna lie. I'm excited to see what's gonna happen.
Yeah, my brother Hustler Slim said Bob is gonna shelf Tio after this fight. Yeah, I believe so. And I disagree with that. You know, I don't think the promoter should be fucking over the fighters. You know, and Bob is bitter about it. You know, from what I heard and what Reggie showed early on his channel. But man, I just he good said, man, it's just a matter of time. Like, we got to see if something's gonna happen. Damn, I just know we're gonna be in the same spot on what's today's date? The 23rd? What's today's date?
25th.
On February 25th, 2022, we're gonna have the same conversation again. That's what I feel.
Yeah. I mean, cause man, and Lou DiBella, man, you gotta get him on the show, bro. Cause it's the second time he did a backdoor deal, but the person that he did the backdoor deal with actually took it.
I'm interested to know, is it a backdoor deal though?
No, when I said backdoor deal.
No. I know what you're saying. I'm asking y'all, is it a backdoor deal? Like, for real. Like, I'm being real genuine. Is it a backdoor deal if Bob wants to offer him 2.3 and he can get him 3 times that?
No, absolutely not. That's a great. That's how it's supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fund it. Let me find. And obviously, Bob said it when he was here. He was like, "No, go and see if somebody will pay you that," and he did, and somebody paid him.
Yeah.
So yeah, kudos to both though. Kudos to Bob for saying, "I'm not going to pay you that money," but you are allowed to go ahead and
it's a free market. It's a free market. Boxing is the only free market. That's why I said Earl and Terrence can do the same thing under the Ali Act. You can say, Bob, take your 20%. Al, take your whatever percentage. We gonna make this fight somewhere else because we can get more money. Every fighter can do it. You can pitch your fight anywhere. You don't have to stay loyal to a network that's underpaying you and disrespecting you. You know, Bob Arum said some crazy shit. You know what I mean? Like he's lessening his, like he's stepping on his own product. You know, like he done said some crazy stuff, man. You know, and it's been entertaining, but from a business standpoint, it's hurting the product. You know.
And you know what's crazy? They did this big old thing for Teofimo on ESPN, like a question and answer and all this shit, and then boom, they lost the purse bid. And Bob Arum, he had to know he was gonna lose that bid, bro.
No, he didn't think no one was gonna bid on it. But if you watch my video, I told y'all in the video, a young startup company may come in and bid on this. The only thing I was wrong on was I didn't think the Zone was going to bid on it because of the relationship that they have in terms of through perpetuity. But they like, fuck it. I'm shocked Eddie did this. I'm really shocked.
What would he? This is my question. This is why I brought up the Devin Haney part. Because it's like, what does he get out of putting this on the Zone? Because it's not nothing big. You know what I'm saying? It's not something that people are going to run and go watch. You feel what I'm saying?
It's a fight. It's a fight with a marquee fighter. You know, Teofimo is a brand. You know, like as much as we want to have it's a baby brand, but it's a brand now. Teofimo is building himself, you know, and he's winning. And everything he's saying is coming to fruition. You know, he beat man. He's having a hell of a run, man. He's having a hell of a run. I mean,
what's crazy though, how will Bob be able to shuffle him though with this type of activity now, with this type of
easy if no one wants his fights, or he can send every fight to purse bid. He got 4 belts. He can purse bid. You know what I mean? And see who picks up the fight.
I mean, but shit, if he gets a knockout, when they fight, Bob Arum in trouble, man. As far as trying to shove the nigga, because he could constantly somebody.
Yeah, but in the free market, you got to hope that someone picks up the fight. But in the purse bid, you'll have bidders. Like now, you know, Top Rank is gonna bid on it, and Matchroom is gonna bid on it. Now we know that. Will Triller come back? I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna be real with you. I enjoyed the Roy Jones fight with Mike Tyson more than I enjoyed a lot of these fights they put on for us. Sure. I mean, the production value was worth the money. You know what I'm saying? Like the production was phenomenal, bro. And then you had somebody that we could relate to. Once Snoop got involved, it's kind of like, okay, this shit real. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know, man. I think Triller is up to something, bro. And I think they had
Triller got a good play, man. They made a great play today, man. They made a splash. 10 other things could have happened in boxing. Guess what? We don't care. We don't give a fuck. Some guy that takes PEDs is fighting Saturday. We don't care. You know what I mean? Like this, Fox got a card this Saturday. We don't care. Like this is the only story because this crosses the line of boxing. Like this could potentially transcend boxing. You know, I can only imagine what the reporting day was like when Floyd bought out his contract for $750,000. I wonder what that energy was like.
So I got a question though, Fred.
Sure.
Do you think Triller lost money on that Mike Tyson fight? They couldn't have. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna tell you why I know they didn't. Mike Tyson got a job after that, so they understood his value. They kept him on.
Yeah.
If you're losing money, PBC, when you're losing money, you cut TV shows. We don't get PBC on Fox. What's that shit called? PBC on Fox. What's it called? That show? It was a great show, but it wasn't adding. The bottom line said we got to get rid of some things. So, but the good thing about it is we have a fight in May, and it looks like it's going to be a boxing card. It looks like it's going. What's up, Top Cats? It looks like it's going to be a boxing card. So, that's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, shit. We can only hope, man. You know what I'm saying? We can only hope, and I think that's great for boxing, man, because it's like I don't know how many niggas watch wrestling, but the best time that we ever had in wrestling was when WCW and WWF was on at the same time. So nobody could lack in the product. So the fans won. So I think that's gonna be the same thing. I think the fans are gonna win this time because the competition. See, now Triller don't have no loyalties to the promoters. You know what I'm saying? They don't have to kiss no ass. You know what I'm saying?
It's empowered the fighters. This move potentially empowered the fighter. If I'm Earl, I'm like, hold up. Al, how much you want to pay me? I'm gonna go meet with Triller. I'm gonna go meet with the Zone now. Like, come on, let's just have an honest conversation, man. Like, I'm gonna go meet with ESPN. How much would you pay me for this? You ain't got to go to Bob. You go straight to the network.
and you said something the other week. I don't know if it was the other week or the other day. You said something that was very, 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 very special. And I think that could happen. I know you was talking about how Al Heyman should have leveraged the PBC to a network deal. I mean, it's only right for him to say, "Hey, Triller, what's happening? I got this fighter, that fighter, this fighter, that fighter. What you gonna pay?" Because I mean, he's not really tied in.
You don't think Al Heyman didn't call Triller after that Mike Tyson fight? You don't think so? Hell yeah, he did.
Yeah.
Hell yeah, but now he's in bed now. Like he's literally in bed with Fox now. You know, he's in bed with those shareholders of that hedge fund. You know, like those investors in the hedge fund. Like he's in bed with them. You know, his number one guy is not touring right now. That's $100 million off top. You know, like Drake is in the dugout. You know, so and all the other entertainers that he have, they not making no money. So this has been a precarious position for Al Heyman. Has never been in this position, I don't think, you know, and he's not going to be broke. He's not going to go on the unemployment line, but you got to make money. You got to make money, man. And I think that I want him to do well. I don't want him to leave the sport of boxing. I just want him to give us the best fights. The same thing I asked of Bob, just give us the best fights, you know. And
why did I remember PBC was like the hot
money. They had the money.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They had the money. Now they like Bob said. Bob is really I'm gonna rewatch Bob Arum's interviews now on the platform, because he said some things now we see that this important moment happened. We like, maybe he's not lying so much. I'm never gonna say Bob is telling 100% the truth now.
Hey, that's the thing about Bob Arum, bro. But it's so hard to differentiate the two. It's like the motherfucker be lying so much. But like, for prime example, the best example, Jason Whitlock. Bob Arum is Jason Whitlock. You know how Jason Whitlock said a whole bunch of bullshit, but he give you a great point. But then right after he give you that great point, he come up with some more bullshit.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times he has some good points. You're like, oh shit, I agree with that. And then right after you say, oh man, I agree with that shit, he'll go, well, yeah, then a white man, you know, he Donald Trump is the best president we ever had in the history. And it's like, well, nigga, what? Hold on. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of how Bob Arum is. It's like, oh, okay, I feel that. Oh, now that's motherfucking lying now. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of how it is. Him and Jason Whitlock got that same kind of like, what you called it last time? When you was like, they own like a piece of you, like they own like you got to rent something to them. You know what I'm saying? Like they own some of you. You feel what I'm saying? Like in your headspace. You remember what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I can't think of what I said though.
Yeah. You be dropping gems out here in these streets, man.
I know. Just pick them up.
Hey. Hey,
well, we got the hater in the back.
Hey, sign up for that Patreon.
Yeah, facts. Sign up for the Patreon. Hey, but
salute to you, Kyle. Thanks for the call, bro.
Well, the boss said you got to go. Then get off the line.
Hey, hold on. Hey, remember before y'all go to sleep, man, we got a show right after Fred, man.
Okay.
Live from the boxing session, goddammit. We had a great show last night. I started hella late because I had fell asleep. Took a little nap with my daughter, but I woke up and got right to it, goddammit. Shout out to Reggie Owens for hopping on. And shit, yeah, man. It's getting better and better, man. Eventually I'm gonna get like Fred, man. You know what I'm saying? Get some lights and shit. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
Hey, wait, Reggie jumped on last night?
Hell yeah. Reggie don't sleep.
It was you and Reggie on there last night?
Me, Reg, Hustler Home. Who else came through? I think Deep Walk came through last night. Who else came through? H Money didn't come through last night because
2 nights ago, H Money came through.
I can't remember. I know it was me, Reggie on Hustle Homeless, and I think D Walker, somebody else.
He called that nigga Hustle Homeless, but continue. You called that nigga Hustle Homeless.
Who said this?
You said that.
No, I didn't, bro.
You did. You called that nigga Hustle Homeless. Oh man.
Fred, man. I'm ready to see Jessicito though, man. That's what.
Yeah, he coming. Man, he might win a purse bid.
Shit crazy. Hey, but yeah, tonight episode is about women in boxing. So basically, we're talking about
ain't nobody gonna be there. Peace. All right, peace.
Hey, Fred.
If they ain't buying tickets, they ain't gonna tune into an episode of Women in Boxing, man. Come on, man.
Hey, nigga, first of all, nigga, let me finish, nigga.
Carissa gonna lose her mind the next day when she realized ain't nobody buy that damn fight.
No, we ain't talking about that. We ain't talking about that, man. Listen, we talking about how women were the demise of a few boxers. That's what we're talking about. So, like, you know how Robin Givens kind of fucked over Mike Tyson.
So
that's what we're talking about tonight. That's kind of where we're going tonight. Yeah, we're talking about women's boxing, nigga.
You've been on a long ass time though. I'm for real. God damn, Kyle. Hey, you got a show to run, nigga, with them little ass shorts. Hey, Jarvis, he got on his daughter's shorts. Jarvis, talk about his shorts one time for me, man.
Hey, Fred, fuck you and your bald head, goddamn it.
Don't say nothing, Fred. Don't say nothing.
All right. What's up, man? What's up, H?
Hey, what's up with it, Fred? I know you see the logo, man. Like, come on, man. Hey, we doing big things, man. No capping around here, Fred. You know, man. Hey, Fred, I done cleaned up my act. Do you feel me? It feels good, man. Hey, Fred, it's going on a year right here on Barbershop Conversations, and I feel like my rookie year, I feel like I was shining. You know, I feel like I deserved the hardware, you know, rookie of the year. I was the rookie of the year on the Boxing Voice. So, you know, I feel like I took it in the barbershop. You know,
you want rookie of the year? You want rookie of the year?
Yeah, definitely. Ask that.
Got it. You got rookie of the year in the barbershop. Rookie of the year.
For sure.
You got barber of the year. How about that? Barber of the year.
Nah. For real, dang, it was a lot of good barbers. I'll take that. You know, it comes from you. Give me that. I'll take that.
When the next call in, if they ask for it, you know what I'm gonna say?
What you gonna tell them?
You get barber of the year, nigga. Like, what do you want me to say? Hey, when a robber say give you the wallet, I'm gonna give you the wallet, nigga. Like, I'm not about to lose my life over this $13 I got in these credit cards I could change. Take the wallet, nigga. Take the wallet, man. I'm cool. The credit card is gonna be no good in 2.5 minutes, man. Take it.
But show Fred, man. Hey, Fred,
you've been a great asset. You've been a great asset, man.
Hey, you rocking. Come on, you rocking, Fred. You rocking like a motherfucker, man. We all fuck with you. Like I said, man, you one of the realest niggas out here. People be talking about being real niggas, but you do real shit. You do some real shit, man. For real. So I appreciate it, man. You fuck with me. A lot of niggas, they stop fucking with you for fucking with me. And you rock with me. You know what I'm saying? You was like, man, I'm still fucking with them. You know what I'm saying? Fuck y'all. You know what I'm saying? I do what the fuck I want to do. Fred was like, fuck y'all. You feel me? hey, Fred, you a real one, though. For real. You know how you do it, man. But Fred, I'm cleaning up my act, but you know, the dog is still in me. You know what I'm saying? The dog might come out every now and then, bite a motherfucker. But guess what, Fred? You know, I'm cleaning up my act. You feel me? So I'm going to tell you like this, man. Teofimo Lopez, it looked like he got a lot of money, man. It looked like he came up. It looked like he came up, huh? But Drew Titan said it best. He's not giving us the fights that we really want to watch. You know what I'm saying? How many people gonna buy the pay-per-view? That's all I want to know. His pay-per-view, if he's a main event with George Cambozo. So that's what I want to know. What do you think? Predictions on the numbers. I know it's not going to do Mike Tyson numbers. I guarantee
it's not going to do Mike Tyson numbers, but they're going to have they're going to do their best to support it somehow, some way. Mike Tyson's going to be a part of the card. They're going to have some artists. I mean, they're going to do their thing. It looks like it's going to be a boxing card because they said in May. So they got to fill it in.
So what you say? So you think he gonna do more than Earl Spence? That's what you telling me?
No, oh no, I'm not saying that. No, by no means. I'm saying the price point is gonna be much more affordable than Earl Spence though. They're gonna get 3,000 views on this video. They're gonna get 10,000 views on Boo Buzz video. Nigga, they got 1 million clicks today, 2 million clicks, 3 million clicks today. They getting their money's worth, man. They getting their money's worth, man. You can't buy this, but man, they only pay $6 million for the attention that they getting. It's a deal, and they got the product. Shit, I mean, they winning out here. They winning.
I don't know. I think they overpaid. So we talk about the zone. Wait, the zone. You said the zone. They overpaid fighters. You know. So what is Triller doing? You seen what Bob Arum did, the greatest promoter of all time. You see what he put up. You know what I'm saying? 2 million. He didn't give a fuck about the fight. Eddie Hearn done put a little something up, but the real boxing people, Al Heyman, they did not bid on this fight. Triller don't know shit about boxing. Teofimo Lopez versus George Cambozo is a bullshit fight. You can't sell that to the public. We wanted to see Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez. That's the fight that everybody want to see. So this fight right here,
they got a way to get it now. All they got to do is walk in Triller's office and say, we want to make this fight. They ain't got to bid on it. They can buy the fight. They can agree to terms on the fight. As a matter of fact, man, Bill will tell you, I told him this play a long time ago. If he want to talk about it, he can, but it was 10 years. It was ahead of its time. I am ahead of my time in telling and giving these fighters advice. That's all I'm gonna say. I'm ahead of my time.
Fred, this man is ducking Devin Haney.
He's not ducking Devin Haney at this point. He's not ducking that. He's fighting the mandatory.
He waited to the mandatory. He could have made the fight with Devin Haney. He colluded.
Yeah,
like Bill Haney said.
And I say this: if Devin Haney wants to fight him,
yes, we do.
I know.
Yes.
I know.
Yes, he wants that fight. Yes,
I believe him 100%. I believe they want to fight him. Guess what? Teofimo Lopez is in Las Vegas right now. Tio's dad and Bill's dad, they've developed this cool relationship, you know, like Joker and Batman type of relationship. They get along, you know what I mean? They never kill each other. They just do battle when the lights come on. They can make the fight if they want to make the fight. You know, they can get this fight done next. You win your fight, I win my fight. They gonna fight a month apart. Make the fight. Walk in the Triller, see if they're interested in making the fight, and it makes sense. And that's a great summer fight. It's a great
the best fight in boxing. That's the best fight in boxing. Devin Haney versus Teofimo. Yeah, that's one of them. The best. I would say the best fight because they got so much beef with each other since the very beginning. And it's right, like Devin Haney said in front of you, it takes two to tangle. And Devin Haney, he told you back then, we can make it happen next. Remember, he said that day. And Tio colluded around. He colluded around, ducking out the fight. And guess what? He's running out of excuses. He going through a big time legal battle, a lawsuit now with Bob Arum and Teofimo Lopez. It's a war. It's a war. It's a nasty war. It's ugly. It's going on. Go ahead.
No. I love your enthusiasm. I'm just saying Teofimo Lopez can't turn back now. Can't turn back. He knows he got it. Now he knows he got to consistently create avenues for himself. You know, and the play is when he looks at the landscape of boxing. Imagine they start promoting Devin Haney versus Teofimo Lopez right now. Oh my gosh. Ask Bill what H Money. Ask Bill what I text him about 7 to 10 days ago. And you're gonna be like, Fred, how did you know this? Ask him. He'll tell you. Ask him. Ask him to read you the text.
I got you. I'm gonna talk to him. You know, Teofimo Lopez, he made a lot of noise today. I'm happy for Teofimo Lopez, but guess what? Bob Arum, he's upset with Teofimo Lopez. He said Triller they can come buy him out the contract. Why they didn't jump for it? Why Triller didn't buy him out the contract? Because it's a one-fight deal. Devin Haney has a long-term deal with the Zone. He got his own promotional company. Devin Haney's still winning out here. Teofimo Lopez, he's like you told me last week. You told me he's gonna be sitting on the sidelines fucking with Bob. That's what you told me. Mm-hmm. Fucking with Bob, he gonna have to. Like, go ahead.
No, and he made a play. Teofimo made a play, man. Now is what's the next move? Now the pressure is on everyone else. Now the pressure is on Devin. Who else? Ryan and Tank. Are you gonna sit on your hands, or are you gonna accept that you are the boss? Simply put, we ain't gotta fake no play. We ain't gotta, because right now Teofimo Lopez played the game the best. Oh, he was losing. Oh, the Barbershop didn't have much respect for Teofimo Lopez. I'll say that, but today to outdo Bob as a 23-year-old, man, I tip my hat to him. When Bob come in the Barbershop, I'm gonna tip my hat to Teo, man. He out, well played, self-made. You know what I mean? And I tip my hat to him. Now Devin got to come in and make the next play. Devin got to come in and play. Let's go. What's the next move, Dad? Like, what can we do? I gave him the play. Before this happened. I gave it to him. I'm always a year ahead of myself. Always. Last year, 2 years ago, I said make the Gary Russell Devin Haney fight. Trust me, you'll be glad you did.
Devin Haney beats Teofimo Lopez. Devin Haney will beat him, Fred. I'm putting money on him.
I would. It's no way. I don't think Teofimo can handle the lateral footwork. I don't think he can handle the lateral work. Devin's not gonna sit there and just trade punches with the dude. He's gonna use every inch of that ring. So, but that's Devin's gonna fight Jorge Linares, and he's gonna win. He's gonna be a big favorite in that fight. Teofimo's gonna be a big favorite, and they need to make the fight and make Tank and Ryan Garcia. I mean, they both only got one fight left at 135. Why not do it when you have the belts? Because Bob ain't giving Teofimo those belts now. Ain't happening.
So I seen somebody in the chat. They said, they asked a question. They said, do you think Teofimo Lopez will be better than Canelo Alvarez?
I don't care. Don't care.
Do you think so? I mean, that's what somebody asked in the chat.
Canelo's a cheater, so I mean,
you think do you think T.O. is better than Canelo at 23? When Canelo was 23, you think T.O.
I don't remember.
He fought Floyd at that age.
I don't remember that fight.
Floyd beat him. If you don't remember, Floyd beat Canelo.
I remember Floyd. I was at the fight. I just don't remember. I don't remember walking in the arena.
Yeah. So what's up with Terrence Crawford? What's going on with him and Manny Pacquiao? Is that the fight that's gonna happen with him?
I don't know. I don't know. Like, I don't know, man. That's a pipe dream. I don't know. It's a pipe dream. I've never believed Manny Pacquiao and Terrence was ever gonna fight.
That's what they talking about right now. Manny Pacquiao and Terrence Crawford. What's up with Earl Spence? Who he gonna fight?
He gonna fight Ugas next. But
what about Sean Porter? What Sean Porter got going on with him with Terrence Crawford?
Sean might not fight this year.
You don't think Sean Porter fights Terrence Crawford?
No. Nah. Mm-mm.
Who wins that fight? I got Crawford knocking him out. I think Crawford knocks out Sean Porter.
Nah, I don't think he knocks him out. Sean's a dog, man. Sean can fight his ass off. I mean, like, fight. Like, I think he wins by a close unanimous decision.
Yeah. Yeah, those some good fights right there. Oscar Valdez, he a superstar in the sport of boxing. Fred, what you think about Valdez? We could bring him to the barbershop.
Yeah, him and his alligator.
He a beast right there, Valdez. And then you got Canelo fighting this Saturday. Canelo nice though. Yeah. You know he nice. Fred try to cap like he don't. Come on, Fred. You watch all boxing. I know you be watching Canelo, bro. Stop it. Canelo's nice though. You know he's nice.
I mean, the last fight was the first one I've watched. I'm telling y'all, I don't lie. I
like capping like a motherfucker. You know Canelo nice as fuck. You know he nice, bro.
I'm telling you, I just started watching Canelo again. I have no reason to lie. Like, I don't watch a complete Canelo fight for what? It's on pay-per-view too. Nah.
Canelo versus Benavidez. So what's a bigger fight? Canelo versus Benavidez or Canelo versus Caleb Plant in the future? What's the big money fight?
Oh, Benavidez. I would say right now. Nigga, get off the phone, man. We've been on the phone forever. Get off the phone.
For sure, I got you.
All right, peace. DB, man. God damn, all these pancakes, man.
God damn. Buttermilk.
And it's about to get worse. What you got, Pastor Pause?
No, it ain't about to get worse, man, because I'm gonna make this quick.
Oh shit.
What's up, DB? How you doing, brother?
Hey, there you go. Look, find the first brother that called up here with some respect, man. And I'm my OG big bro. Salute to you, sir.
Appreciate you, fan. Look, man. This fight. Okay, this whole Triller thing. If I'm not mistaken, correct me if I'm wrong. Don't they have like they're backed they're backed by like a bunch of investors, right? Like I'm saying, like the big money dudes. Fred.
Who?
Triller.
I haven't looked into their financials, honestly.
All right. Well, if they're doing the same thing with what Bobby always talked about, well, you know, we gotta get some investors or this, that, and the other, whatever. Investors are very skittish. So this fight between Tio and Kambosos, if it don't live up to the expectations, then it could screw that up for other fights. Because if you're really about boxing, you're about the quality of the fight. You know what I'm saying? Like Tio fighting Kambosos is not, and I agree with Bob. This is one of the few times I probably ever will. It's not what he called a sizzling fight. Me personally,
that's why they were able to get in on it.
Yeah, but that could backfire because like me personally, as a boxing fan, or a hardcore boxing fan, that's not something I want to pay for. I actually will be watching that fight because I don't want to be, because I feel the same way about Tio as I feel about Tyson Fury. If Tio ain't fighting Devin, he ain't got to fight. If Fury ain't fighting Wilder, he ain't got to fight.
Don't watch it. I say don't watch it. Don't watch. If you don't, save your $50, man.
I definitely will. That's almost a whole tank of gas in my truck.
I ain't buying it, but I'm gonna watch it.
You crazy?
I'm serious, man. I'm not giving away. I got to invest in this. This channel is expensive, man. I got to invest in this channel, man. Shit,
you ain't lying. This stuff is expensive.
Yeah. So
ain't nobody hitting the cash app.
Oh no, I ain't. Yeah.
That mess is expensive, man. The microphones and all that stuff, man. That mess is high. That mess ain't cheap.
Yeah. So I'm more concerned on this, man, where me, DB, and PPD and all of us can come hang out. I'm putting that $50 in this channel. I'm not paying for that. I'm gonna watch it though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not paying for no pay-per-views if it's not the best version. Man, fuck that shit.
If it's not a quality fight,
if it don't make sense,
I'm not paying for it.
I'm not doing it. And I already canceled out Leonard Ellaby, so I'm not giving Floyd no my money. So I ain't got to worry about no tank fights. I ain't got to. So that's done. So
yeah, I mean, like I said, man, it comes down to they talk about but this fight didn't do no numbers. Well, okay, well look at who was fighting. It's gotta be a good fight. You know what I'm saying? You gotta have somebody in there. It's the quality of the fights, man. I don't care what nobody say. It's still the quality of the fights.
I agree. I couldn't agree with you more. And we'll see how this fight is supported. What's the support system looking like?
But this fight could, if if it's being backed by investors, which which is what I heard. I don't know if it's true because you can believe like 30% of what you hear. Investors by nature are very skittish. So if this is a bust, then if let's say Earl decided that he was going to try to fight Crawford over there, you know what I'm saying, and Crawford would get the money he's actually looking for.
Got it.
You know what I'm saying? By sake of argument, this right here could screw all that up because this would go a whole lot better if Tio was say fighting Devin and it was picked up by Trill. You know what I'm saying? And see, then I pay for it. But I digress, man. Hey, look, I appreciate everybody, you know what I'm saying, for supporting that video, man. I don't be honest with you, man. I don't even know if I should even keep doing the Black History Month series because ain't nothing to top that. You know, and I appreciate the love I got from you, man.
The next interview is gonna be the best interview. How would I have known Mychal Thompson would have been a great interview? I know he's an awesome person. It's a great interview. Next interview is always it always ends up that way.
Yeah, well, no, I'm saying as far as the Black History Month series, maybe I just wait till March. You know what I'm saying? Don't schedule it for the weekend and just, you know what I mean, and just end it on that.
Why? Why are you doing all this symbolic shit? Hey, nothing can be better than this. Okay.
No. I'm saying for the series that I had promoted.
Who cares? Like, man, the next move is your best move.
Okay.
Hey,
but
keep them coming. Keep them coming. Content is king.
Hey, well, you know the crazy part, man. Jane Elliott wanted to get in. She wanted to get in on that conversation.
Oh, she was listening.
But no, we had talked the day before, but she was booked on something else. And that
I'm glad she was booked.
Well, looking back on it, man, that was too much to get in an hour and a half, man. We could have went for another hour, but he had to go. So, man, I appreciate you, man. Thanks, man.
Easy. Lauren Bevel, what's up? Your girl here, man.
LB in the house.
All right.
To you, my queen.
All right, DB. How do you encapsulate this, man? Every month is Black History Month, TB. There you go. Now that might piss him off. No, don't say that because I remember. No, this is Black History Month. Don't zoom back in. Don't beam back in. He already yelled at somebody about a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, let me see. The fucking takeover doing what real kings do.
Oh shit!
Get out of here, man. Came here just to say that. You've been here.
I know. I know. I know he's trying to call it a racial divide, but I agree with you, Hernandez. It was a great move. It was a great play. Now disagree, DB.
This clown come here, man. You don't come here to support the channel. You come here to be.
I know.
Come here for dissension and for disruption. And that negativity, man. Get your ass out of here.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah, man. I'm looking for a positive result at the end of the day. I want the best fights to be made. At the end of the day, cool, because we talk about this and we promote fighter pay, and then we say, I don't give a fuck about these. I don't want to hear about purse bids. I don't want to hear about offer sheets and all of that. And then a week later, we back on it again. Like, man, let these dudes handle that. Let these dudes and their management teams and their advisors and promoters, let these dudes worry about that. You know, if it's going to make better fights, then I'm all for it. I'm advocating for it, and I push it. But I just don't think it's going to happen. Well, at least with this guy, it's not. Maybe it'll happen with other people. Like Reggie was saying, maybe it'll happen. It'll spark something in the other fighters, or like you were saying, the second and the third guys, right? It'll push these guys and make them want to do something. But I don't know, man. We'll see. I just think on what do you say, February 25th, or now on the 26th in some places, you know, we'll be having the same conversation. If not the same, it'll be a similar conversation. And then we'll say, damn, Teofimo. I believe that Tio is the guy who wants to ball out as a youngster because he see the way that Dev is living. He see the way that Ryan and Tank are living. These are young, 26 and under, 27 and under dudes. Balling, got girls around, money, fortune, and fame, and that's what he wants. I don't think. I mean, he just happens to be a good fighter, but I don't think he wants to be like Bumpy Thompson said. I don't think he wants to be undisputed. I don't think he wants to be the best. He just happens to be a good fighter and have a knockout punch. He's got enough money now so he can go buy him a big house, a car, and he can stunt on Instagram, and he's satisfied. Maybe one more check after this, maybe, but I doubt it. I think this is what he wants. He's happy and satisfied, content. He'll be in his, what do they say, the silk robes or the silk sheets. It'll be hard to wake up when you're sleeping on silk sheets.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he just strikes me as that dude because that's who he's been for the last year. So, you know, we shall see, man. Only time will tell, though. You know, only time will tell.
Only time. You're right. Only time will tell. And I want to see it because the next move is to make a unification, is to make a big fight at 135. Yes. That's the only move that they can make. That's the only move that they can make. If they don't do it, it's on them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, he gonna have a nervous breakdown. Oh, for sure, Teofimo. He got them twitches already. It's gonna happen. But the only play is a big fight at 135. That's the only play.
Yes. Yeah. And the fights, you know, I would keep saying that the big four or the four horsemen. You know, Vasily Lomachenko's still in there. You know, we can't count him out, man. They still had a close fight. Teo won it. I had him clearly winning, but it was a close fight. And Lomachenko got skills. You know, he's been a bit overrated by old media, by white media, right? By people like old boy Hernandez that comes in here that wants the racial divide. He's been pumped up. He was moved really fast, but we can't deny that he's got skill. And right. I think he's still a part of that play because he can get in there and beat any one of those dudes on any given night. You know, so even if he fought him in a rematch, I'll be happy with that.
Right.
It doesn't have to be Tank. It doesn't have to be Devin. It doesn't have to be Ryan. He can get in a fight with Lomachenko again. I'll be happy with that. But I just want to see a good fight. And that was a good fight.
Yeah. Yeah. Dana Jones says, yeah, Bob got to open up as well. We're going to ask him that when he come in here. I ain't feel like talking to Bob today. I ain't going to lie to y'all. I talked to him for an hour and a half. That's good enough. I rather get the period of the sentence now, the period in the story. You know what I mean? Let everyone get their sound bites, and when the dust settles in 2 weeks, 3 weeks, we'll have a conversation about it. You know, so
Deacon 305, salute OG.
He in here?
Yeah, Deacon just came in.
What's up, man? Happy birthday to you and yours, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. We did have a good time over at Kyle's channel yesterday. Unfortunately, Kyle forgot that I was on the.
I know. You were sitting there waiting for him to say your name. You like, who else was there? Yeah, you ain't nobody. You ain't nobody.
Nah, you know, everybody get starstruck when Reggie come on.
You was low key jelly. He said Reggie 4 times.
No. Shit, that's big bro shit. Of course, I'm just saying.
Oh man. Man.
Shit, I stay up so I can get over there and get with him. Shit, you know what I'm saying? To promote the channel. Shit. But let's see. Damn, today's Friday. This should be hard to let go, huh?
Yeah, it's hard. Like this has been a fun week for us, man. This has been a real fun week. But we hit the ground running next week, man. Monday, it's just us and shit. I think my calendar is in the other room, but Monday we got Bill Duke at 4:00. Man, we got a hard week. I got a hard week next week, man, because we got those interviews with Muhammad Ali's wife. So
you said Omari's coming next week?
Who?
You said Omari's coming next week?
No, Bill Duke is coming next week.
You said Hardwick.
No, I said we got a hard week because we got those interviews with Muhammad Ali's wife. So yeah. So we got that, and so we got Bill Duke on Monday. We got Aaron Maben on Tuesday. We got Monique.
Damn, Iron Maiden, the metal band.
No, Aaron Maben, the linebacker.
Aaron Maben, shit.
The linebacker that played in the NFL.
Gotcha.
And we have who is that? Monique, Idell, Itatel. I got it. Itdale. and Jamie Alexander on Thursday. So we fucking thumping. We thumping, man. Yeah, we thumping. So next week is gonna be a real intense week. It's gonna be an intense week. Shit. So it is what it is.
Yeah. And look at people, boy. People in there, they don't, boy. The people had a boxer, boy. They don't want nobody to say nothing about their boy.
Mm-hmm.
They in here saucy. I'm talking about Teofimo. Mm-hmm. I'm saying he didn't want to put the duck hat on. Did I put the duck hat on his head, or did he put the duck hat on his head?
Nah, he definitely did it.
Okay. Did I say I was sending out offer sheets to Devin Haney the next day, or did he say he was sending an offer sheet and the contract to Devin Haney the next day?
He said he was sending them.
Got it. Right. You know, so when he starts, you know, want me to keep going, like if he doing this stuff himself,
right?
I didn't do it. I'm just saying I didn't like that he's doing it. And yeah, I just said I gave him credit for him fighting Vasyl Lomachenko. Didn't I just say that a second ago? I said it was a good fight, and I would like to see that fight again if he's not fighting the other ones. You saying that? Y'all saying two people in the chat said Devin. I mentioned each name each time I mention these dudes. I mentioned each one of those guys' names. So don't push the Devin off on me, even though it is California on your ass. Yeah, Devin for sure.
It's a big play. It's just a big play, man. Like it happens. He got a big win last year, and he made a big play early in the year, man. It's a big play. Like we can't dispute it. It's a real big play.
Yeah,
I know it's hard to digest.
He beat him out for $10 million.
Yeah. I'm with y'all, man. Like y'all know how I feel about him. Like I'm to the. But today I was like, well played, fair play. You said Bill offered him $4 million. I asked him about that on the show. He said it was just banter. You know, I don't know. I'm not, it don't matter. He's getting $4 million for this fight. He getting 3.8, right? 3.9, somewhere in there.
Yeah, 3.8. Yeah.
3.8, 3.9. So. You know, he pays his fees and he walks away with whatever he walks away with. So we'll see. The fact that it's a new, you ain't always got to take the 405 freeway. That's what's good.
Yes. Yes. Absolutely, man. Better believe it. Shit. What else we got, bro? Before we get out of here, what else?
Nothing. I ain't got nothing. I appreciate y'all jumping on the second channel, man. Thank you, man. Thank you, man. It's pretty damn cool. You know, I was like, man, I ain't gonna be able to. Man, yesterday I was just by the website is in play. I spoke to her today, and but I was just like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to fellowship with y'all yesterday. That's all I was thinking. I didn't really care about the strike or anything like that because I was moving. My goal was always to get off of YouTube because of the censorship. So I wasn't even thinking like that. I was thinking like, damn, I'm not gonna be able to holler at y'all today. How the fuck am I gonna get a hold of y'all? You know, that's what. And I'm glad that y'all came over, man. Thank you. Because I was like, damn, man, how am I gonna tell these niggas to come over here? You know what I mean? So that means more to me that y'all motherfuckers came and we get the fellowship.
Yeah. Hey, Powerful Power Boxing channel. He said Fred was hating on Dr. Dre last night. Now DV hating on Theo tonight.
Yeah. You big hating, nigga. You big hating, but it's okay.
But look, here's the difference. Let me set this straight. Yesterday, you was like, oh yeah, The Chronic, like, damn, that is a good album, right? And then you go, shit. And then you said, nah, but and then you go, nah, but I picked Jay-Z. And then you slowly kept every 5 minutes, you was changing it to that shit was weak. The Chronic was weak. The Chronic had weak production. The Chronic, they didn't have no lyrics. The Chronic was terrible.
Facts.
I'm saying from the gate, Teofimo was a hoe.
Yeah.
And I ain't changing that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Okay.
He could box, but he a hoe.
I accept that. His character is in question, without a doubt. Very not even in question. Like he's showing us who he is, and I'm accepting him for that. And he made a play. Yeah, you're not rinsed up. Interesting. What's so funny?
Tap on the shoulder for Digger 305 said, I know Fred don't always be paying attention. Tap on the shoulder for me, fam. Deacon. Yeah, man. Damn. Yeah, Iron Maiden be rocking, Mike B. Old school 90s shit. Yeah, indeed. Trey Boog, what you say, Trey Boog? Something happened to your main channel? No, just on a little break from the main channel. You know what I'm saying? To build this one up. That's all.
Yeah, facts.
That's it. Be back over there on Wednesday. Hump Day.
Hump Day. Hump Day. That's funny as hell.
Yeah, Young Murph, we're gonna add him on. We're just gonna do him a little bit at a time, but it's just hard to do it because he got to look at his notes while the interviews are happening, and then we start dialoguing after that. But yeah, we're gonna do them like just a few at a time. But yeah, everybody will be back. Y'all see, we only had like 2 or 3 trolls in here tonight. It wasn't really nobody. Hey, trolls got, man, these dudes, they something else because they go to the main channel.
They loyal.
Get the link, slide over to the next channel, listen in, and wait for their opportunity to hear something. So they go, this is my chance. But they love the content.
Oh, they fans.
Because they sit and listen. They listen to everything. Like, damn, this Mychal Thompson cooking. Like, damn, this is good.
They definitely fans.
Yeah.
Big fan.
You can let me see. You can be in a cardboard box, and I'll be there. Yeah. Dre Boog, he said you can be in a cardboard box, and I'll be there.
I appreciate that. Yeah, we go. Yeah, I'm definitely. I've been working on this. I've been working on this website for a minute, but she's pregnant now. She's 6 months pregnant. I don't know how it's working. How can I say do my website? Like, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
She's due in June. February, March, April, May, June. So, it's already paid for, and not 100% paid for, but the down payment and all that. So I've been working on getting off of YouTube. I'm just using this as a funnel, so YouTube can do what they want. We gonna be able to say we gonna be able to say whatever the hell we want. We gonna be able to be on whatever we want to say, do what we want to do. You know what I mean? Same Google AdSense I can put on here, it goes on my damn website. So same thing.
Yeah, Powerful Power Boxer said we need a members only chat for the originals, for real.
Oh yeah, we'll have all that on my damn. Well, I'll definitely take some advice. I've never done anything like that. You know what I mean? But it's coming. Yeah. It's gonna look just like this. And but I've been planning this. I've been doing this. I've been designing it for some time now. So,
Robert Brown, these trolls ain't loyal.
Oh man!
Boy, I tell you, the internet is undefeated. We got so many characters.
Facts.
Somebody bound to pick up on something and just they capitalize on it a little. Give a little opening, man. They put their foot in the door and got a good joke.
Facts.
Yeah.
Big facts.
Yeah, that's good shit right there.
Big facts.
All right, man. So Reggie, you're not going live again, right? Kyle going live again, correct?
Right.
Just want to make sure. So I'm gonna drop his link in the chat. I'm supporting everything that you're selling, Fred.
I appreciate that, big homie. No, it's for us, man. It's for us. It's for us.
Oh, they go left side Fred. There we go. Fred got more angles than Lomachenko.
He's the Matrix. Oh man, more angles than Lomachenko, man. You just seeing this, man? I did it 3 or 4 times already.
No. I was looking at the TV first, and the TV is shit. That's like 5 minutes behind because I don't know. And then the other phone, I just sat out in front of it. So yeah, okay. Let me put Kyle link in the link in the chat.
I think I've been planning this all day. I've been planning this all week. Yeah, I have, man. I'm excited. So they do what they do.
Damn, I wish I'd have got some more Kobe questions off though, man.
Oh, he coming back. Oh, I'm definitely gonna ask Mychal Thompson to come back. He jumped out of his seat when we talked boxing.
Man, LB, you missed it. Mychal Thompson was here talking some good boxing talk.
Yeah, great. I have fun with that shit. It'll be on. It'll be up. I'll post it.
Damn, what the fuck kind of shit?
Pound for pound, need 3 subs, 130 subs, man, to get the 3K. That's what's up.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, Reg, can you put Kyle's channel in? For some reason, I can't pull this shit up.
It's not there. Kyle, you should go live. Kyle, hit the live button now. You know what I mean? So people can go over there. And...
Oh, yeah, true. True that. Yeah, I just didn't want to leave him hanging. I didn't want to cow him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, oh, man. I want them.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Also, by the way, man, my jiu-jitsu coach, Pedro Munoz, is fighting on Saturday. So
where?
Yeah. They're in Vegas.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's gonna be a good one, man.
Lauren, you gotta watch. L Boogie. You gotta go ahead, DB. I said I would never cut you off again. Go ahead.
No, just so y'all check him out though. Pedro Munoz. Y'all check him out. Munhoz. So he'll be on the main card. He's fighting at 135, and he's ranked number 6 in the world. Yeah, so you'll see though. You'll see those ground skills. He got. his submissions are just crazy. So you'll see. He got heavy hands though too, and he throw a reckless abandonment. So yeah, Pedro Munoz. Check him out on the UFC fight card this weekend.
Oh, he's fighting on TV.
Yeah. He's been in the UFC for 6 years probably.
Oh, beautiful.
Yeah.
Okay, that's exciting.
Yeah, Coach Pedro. Well, he's my old coach now because he moved to Florida and he's teaching at a Florida gym now. So yeah. What were you gonna say, bro? You said you.
No, I was telling Lauren Bevel, you're gonna love Mychal Thompson. Mychal Thompson would be a big time celebrity in boxing.
Yeah.
And he tells it, man. Oh man, he jumped out of his skin, dog. Man. Oh man, jumped out of his skin. You know what I mean? Jumped out of his skin. Now we just didn't get to I don't know why we didn't get to the phone calls. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. We just didn't. But we'll think of you in spirit, Asia. Sunday, I got you though. Sunday, I might call you Sunday. Yeah.
All right, buddy. You ready to do it, man? Go on and get some love to some people.
Asia Math, you get some love. Kyle, you get some love. Robert Brown, that interview was awesome. You get some love. Deacon 305, he been getting love all week. You know what I mean? You know what I'm saying? Hey, man. And everybody else, y'all get some love, man. Thank you for coming over here, man. I ain't gonna lie. I was seriously deep. I was like, man, I miss my dudes, man. How am I gonna get them over here, man? You know what I mean? I can care less. But like y'all, I'm like, how I'm gonna tell these niggas that I gotta go over here. I just didn't know, and it was like it happened like at 8:15 that I got the strike. I'm like, oh shit, fuck, what am I gonna do? I'm like, at least it could have happened at 9:15 or something like that, you know.
You know what's crazy is I didn't see your text until today.
Oh, you didn't? Oh yeah.
I don't know. I mean, I guess I looked at it and I thought it was an old text, so I was like, all right, cool. And then this morning I looked at it and I was like, huh?
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, of course, on the second channel.
Yeah, man. Yeah. So, but yeah, man, we made it over here, man. And yeah. So thank you.
Yes. Hold on, I'm trying to find my. Let's see, and I got this. Okay, there we go. Boom. There we go. All right, now let's roll through. Cool. Brother Code 10. He said, always love the show. Barbershop. Salute to you. Robert Brown in the building. Dave Jack in the house. DJ 313, my brother Bumpy Thompson in the building. He said fire show. Players ball. He said salute. Barbershop. DB. Peace to y'all both. And Big Tank done slid in the building. What's up, Tank? The Sweet Science Examiner. He dropped a link in there. Y'all can tap that link in a second. Big Asia Math in the building. On the mic with Terrence Bailey Sr., the respected great gentleman. Salute to you, sir. Yes, and my queen. She's your queen to be. LB in the house. Let's see who else. We got Robert Brown. You see YKW. Okay. Salute to you. The boxing section. Brother Kyle. He's going to go live in a minute. Let's see. Got my brother Birdman. Birdman. What happened to that boy? Got JJ in the building. King Jarvis, South Central Zone. South Central Zone, boxing conversations with Reggie Owens. Better believe it. Ken Lon Jones in the building. He said, that's a fact. Whatever we was talking about. Philip H., my brother, keep me on in the chat. Let's see. Got Bumpy, got P Good, Pound for Pound Boxing Channel. Damn, remind me on Sunday, Pound for Pound, I'm gonna drop you a link in there too, man. So we can get your subs up too,
Yeah,
man. Dre Boog in here. He
130.
said y'all can be in a cardboard box, and I'm there. Salute to Dre Boog. San Diego in the building, Southern California. Young Merv the cut man in the house. Let's see. Q Lee in the building. Damn, Q Lee. Let me see. T.O. should be part his contract on top, right? Oh, okay. Shout out to Q Lee. Mike B in the building. Yeah, that Iron Maiden, man. He had me with that. We got the Deacon already. Mark Wunderlich. Yeah, he said Teofimo Lopez. Damn.
Yeah, I mean,
E1 King, salute to you. H Money, I know you probably already took off. Salute to you too.
yeah.
You was
The rookie of the year. The rookie of the year. You already know it. First time in the show. Yeah.
Yes. Centos Boxing. What up, Centos?
What's up, Centos?
In the building. Centos. Yeah. They go Cletus, my brother Cletus Smith in the building.
Cletus.
Yeah. S. Dot Riddle 45.
S. Dot Carter.
Mike. Yeah. SF City Slicker. Look, California always coming in, man. Look, from Young Merv all the way down in Dago, up to the water and the bridge in the Frisco. Got all our people's represented.
Oh, Mike Weary the Great is working some overtime today, huh?
Yeah, hey, got to get that bread.
Something. He ain't here.
Yeah, he got to get his bread.
Yeah, okay, I respect that.
Yeah.
Hopefully we see him Sunday, man.
Yeah. Cuzzo, I see you, Eric R. in the building that came and slid in here. Let's see. I seen Reggie Cuzzo too. Deuce Times in the building. Salute. All right. And yeah, man, I think we got D Nice 201. Salute. Said great show as always. Yeah. Thank you. Matrix Arden slid in. See, I think everybody been in here. They just been listening.
Yeah. And I'm gonna tell y'all, go listen to Mychal. If y'all missed Mychal Thompson, just fast forward to the boxing shit. I mean, if y'all not really into basketball, just fast forward. I just asked some ABC questions. But go watch oh man, he jumped out of his skin.
Yeah, and was spitting some fire. Yeah, Mychal Thompson got bars. That's what you need to title that one. Mychal Thompson spitting bars.
Spitting bars. Y'all fighters just talking. Y'all not fighters, y'all talkers.
Yes, indeed. All right. Well, Peoples Hernandez, I know you in the background somewhere at Rob G Film. You probably gonna come out when you're part. Run from backstage with the mic in your hand. But yeah, so catch y'all over at Kyle's, the boxing section, TBS, and see you. Oh, damn, it's not in 24 hours. See y'all in what, 72 hours?
Yeah, damn. 72 hours. Yeah.
Damn. All right. Well, we'll be on some lives tomorrow at some point.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, play the song, Fred.
Got you, big homie. Yeah, Blue Blood. We'll be locked in the Blue Blood. Oh, man. Drew Titan, Junior man, it's just I'm not even gonna mention names. Y'all niggas know where to go. You didn't say my name. I wasn't complete bag. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh man. Fred back from the after high. I'm here to save you all. I am the Black Messiah. I mean, shit. You know what I mean? Hey, L Boogie, go watch Mychal Thompson go off, man. Mychal Thompson went in on them fighters, man. Man, he's spitting bars, man. Bars. I'm gonna clip it. I'm gonna clip it up. And then I'll put it back on my channel on next week sometime. Likes to play with no rehearsal. They come for your bro. You take it personal.
Cause the devil is a lie. Hey.
I'm telling you, gonna love it, L Boogie. You gonna love it. It's all in what you do. Hey, some things you gotta do. Hey, we need to call PBC and get them off. Man, PBC gotta put some 90. Was it 91 or 92? Is it 92 or 91? The gas. Now they gotta put some 92 gas in their tank, man. You know what I mean? Oh man.
Brandon Washington and came out the woodwork. Salute to Brandon.
Oh, what's up, Brandon? Peace to the gods. Shout out to the third shift. Peace to the God. Shout out to the third shift. Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Thank you, Brandon. I don't know how you blocked on the other thing. I've never blocked you. That's crazy. You got to send me that link so I can be a blessing.
Rob G, it's my personal statement.
Yep, I do. I do leave Junior's. Yep. I do use Junior's product. Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah. So go support Junior the Truth. It's about time I bought some more. It lasted 5 months. That little bottle, 5 months. Yep. I'm waiting on my sign from Kyle. That shit was dope than them son of a gun. Maybe tomorrow and Saturday, I'm gonna work on that. See all this white balance, off balance shit. I'm gonna work on that. I gotta work on that. See the bad reflections and shit. I gotta work on that this weekend. That's what I'm gonna do. Cause the devil is a lie. Hey. I'm telling you the truth. Hey. It's all in what you do. Hey. Yeah, it's cool. Hey. That and shea butter.
Oh, did you see that? Hold on. Did you see that post that Black Star Collectibles had? Did you see me?
No. What? Oh, you went? You went to Black Star Collectibles?
No. Check your IG. Check the message there.
I didn't get it yet.
No, it was like 3 or 4 hours ago.
No, you said about the Blue Bloods live, right?
No, it was about no. I tagged you on something. It was about it was one of the dolls inside of Black Star Collectibles.
Oh no, I didn't get it.
Yeah, you didn't see it.
I didn't get it. You didn't tag me.
Yeah, I tagged you. I tagged Tank and Jarvis.
Man. Okay, yeah.
Big Tank, did you get it?
Oh, Ice Cube, man. Yeah, he's a goat. He's a goat. Ice Cube, man. Love y'all.
Time.
Yeah. He's a goat, man. Yeah.
All right, man. Catch y'all over at Cows. Love you, bro.
I love you. He's better than Dub C. Good job. Peace.